Chapter 1262. In the Jade Bone Hall, Skyarm pressed down, and Li Hansong's bones were exploding. Soon, Li Hansong was covered in blood. Skyarm looked at him for a while, and suddenly sighed. "You are very similar to Celestial Emperor Batian in the past." Li Hansong was still confused. Who was Celestial Emperor Batian? He was not familiar. The people I brought out from the savage land did not know these secrets. Skyarm chuckled. 30,000 years ago, when Chuwu was created, the continent was still a continent that had not shattered. At that time, hundreds of flowers bloomed, and thousands of daos resonated. In the era before the origin was created, it was also the end of Chuwu. On that huge continent, there were a few more young people who sought the Tao. Celestial Emperor Batian. Of course, he was not an extreme Tao Celestial Emperor back then. He was just a simple and honest young man. I still remember that year. He came to my Taoist right temple, and just like today, Skyarm murmured. I asked him why he sought the Tao. He was also at a loss, and did not know why he sought the Tao. I saw that his Tao heart was not firm, and he had no goal. I felt that he was trash, so how could I agree to impart the Tao? If a martial artist did not have a goal and did not have a firm heart to pursue the Tao, he would be considered trash to a beginner martial artist. It was useless no matter how talented he was. At this time, Skyarm no longer pressed down. Li Hansong panted violently and muttered a few words. Skyarm smiled. That day, he was also unconvinced. He felt that practicing martial arts was just practicing martial arts. Why must there be a reason? I was not willing to impart the Tao, but he was unconvinced. He said that the martial Tao was only the martial Tao when it was imparted. That day was just like today. This old man was impatient with his chatter, so I suppressed him with my might. Li Hansong panted and asked curiously, "Who is Celestial Emperor Batian, one of the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors?" I've often heard of the 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors. That's right. Skyarm smiled. One of them. The feeling you give me is very similar to when he was young. As Tianbai spoke, he sighed and continued. That day, he refused to admit defeat and persisted. I can see that he is stubborn, but this can also be considered a kind of persistence. Perhaps the heart of martial arts is like this. This is the heart of a pure child, without any desires. The martial way is the martial way. So, I taught in the Tao for 3 years. After 3 years, he felt that I couldn't teach him anymore, so he left to continue his studies. At this moment, Tianbai told Li Hansong about the Batian Emperor. Li Hansong gradually understood the situation of the Batian Heaven Emperor. Without a master, the Heaven Tyrant Monarch was just a scholar. He traveled around the continent alone, and whenever he met a famous expert, he would seek guidance from them. Some were willing to teach him, while others were unwilling. The Sky Arm had no idea how long the Sky Monarch Batian had been studying. He only knew that the Sky Monarch Batian had gradually become famous. He was a studious person and didn't have any sectarian bias. When Essence was created, others were still hesitating. At that time, he had already forged a set of pseudo-jade bones, but he still went to learn Essence Tao. The Sky Arm recalled. When Essence first appeared, it was actually not rejected by the beginner martial Tao. Essence is also a Tao. Moreover, the one who created Essence was one of the leaders of the beginner martial Tao. He was also a beginner martial Tao orthodoxy. But soon, the Sky Arm said in a deep voice, soon, someone discovered a flaw. Someone who walked the Essence Tao discovered that it suppressed the beginner martial Tao, the physical body, and the spiritual consciousness. Some experts who were about to reach the jade bone, Tao, even began to degenerate. Their jade bones were crushed by the Essence Tao, and they exploded. From then on, there was a conflict between Essence and beginner martial Tao. A huge conflict. Li Hansong said curiously, "It will explode." Didn't they say that after walking the beginner martial Tao, one can't walk the essence Tao? It can still be done. It was still possible back then. The sky arm smiled and said, "At that time, the great Tao wasn't as clear as now, especially before the Sanjiao Gate appeared yet. The difference between beginner martial Tao and essence Tao was actually not too great. At the golden body stage, one could casually cultivate the Tao. Later, it couldn't be done because the Sanjiao Gate appeared. Beginner martial Tao did not cultivate the Sanjiao Gate, which also meant that they completely could not walk the essence great Tao. At this time, wanting to walk the essence Tao, then there was no way to walk unless they crippled all their strength and walked again." The sky arm continued. "Of course, after the 9 sovereigns validated their Tao, the essence great Tao actually became independent. In the early stages, even without the Sanjiao Gate, it was actually already very difficult for beginner martial Tao to want to switch cultivation, because essence was suppressing beginner martial Tao." Li Hansong nodded, still not quite sure what the sky arm wanted to say. The sky arm smiled and said, "Are you wondering why this old man is telling you these?" "Yes, why are you suppressing me?" The sky arm laughed in spite of himself. Was this the key? This boy was naive and a little silly. This old man mentioned Celestial Archbatian because I want to tell you that you're very similar to Celestial Archbatian, and he, back then, roughly also switched to cultivating essence at your stage. Later, he achieved the position of extreme Tao Heavenly Arch. Oh, Li Hansong casually responded. The sky arm was at a loss whether to laugh or cry. He continued, "Now there are fewer and fewer martial artists cultivating beginner martial. Legacies all have the chance of destruction. Because cultivating essence is faster, the beginner martial path has already declined now. For you to be able to walk to this stage on this path, it exceeds this old man's expectations." Li Hansong somewhat scratched his ears and cheeks as he said, "What are you trying to say?" The sky arm glanced at him and slowly said, "This old man wants to say that if you walk the essence Tao now, there might be unexpected benefits. You can also walk the Tao of Celestial Arch back then, stepping onto essence before achieving Jade Bones. Although it's very difficult, and you missed the opportunity before Golden Body. Now, this old man still has the confidence to help you step onto essence. Once you really achieve Jade Bones, then you won't have this chance anymore, unless you cripple your entire body of Jade Bones." The sky arm said in a solemn voice, "If you walk 2 paths, even if you're not as good as Celestial Arch in the end, this old man also feels that you can walk to the point of breaking 7 or even 8, Li Hansong nodded and said, "I think so too. I can definitely break 7 or 8. The sky arm laughed in spite of himself again and said slowly, "But if you walk the essence, then you won't be a pure beginner martial anymore. Sooner or later, essence will suppress beginner martial. Then I won't walk." Li Hansong broke out in a cold sweat in his heart, but his mouth said carefreely, "What's so good about essence? The physical body is as fragile as a woman. Then I'll directly walk the Tao of Jade Bones." "You really think so?" The sky arm's eyes lit up slightly, and he said with a smile, "You have to understand, once you continue on this path, perhaps you won't be able to forge Jade Bones in your entire life. If this old man helps you now, you can retain this body of half Jade Bones. After stepping into essence, your current fleshy body combat strength will probably already approach true God realm. Quickly step into essence, and if essence also enters true God realm, you will soon possess Emperor-level combat strength. At this time, if your physical body is a little stronger, perhaps even sages and heavenly kings will be in front of you." Li Hansong quickly pondered the old man's meaning, and very soon he said firmly, "I won't walk." After I form jade bones, I will immediately have emperor-level combat strength. After jade bones, I just need to cultivate hard and strengthen my chi and blood, and I will soon become a sage, a heavenly king. Why should I walk the essence path? Have you thought about it? The time it will take might be calculated in tens of thousands of years. If you walk the essence path, now that the Tao of Essence is close to the three realms, you might advance by leaps and bounds and become a heavenly king in a short time. I only have one master, and I won't be taking anyone as my disciple. You heavenly arm laughed and said, "Do you know that this old man has broken through 8? Among the strongest in the three realms. Although I can't match Heavenly King Zhenwang and the others, I'm not weaker than Feng and the others. Especially Feng, who is ranked high, but when he meets this old man, if we fight, the odds are 37, and I win 70. Feng was best at sealing the source, but he didn't. If he fought with Feng, he had a higher chance of winning." Oh, Li Hansong still said the same thing, and he wasn't surprised. "You are very strong, but why do I have to be your disciple? If you want to teach me martial arts, can't you just teach me directly? There's no use calling me teacher, right?" Li Hansong grinned and said, "Just like that disciple of yours. He calls you teacher, but I don't see how much respect he has for you." "Are you talking about Yulong?" Heavenly Arm smiled and quickly sighed. "You're right. He walked the path of the source, and from then on, he actually changed. Maybe in his eyes, this old man is stubborn and stubborn. Beginner martial artists should be destroyed, and I should walk the path of the source. That way, I won't hold many people back." But he doesn't understand. Heavenly Arm sighed and said, "The battle between the source and beginner martial artists isn't just a battle of Tao orthodoxies. It's a battle of survival. The source suppresses beginner martial artists, but it's not just suppressing beginner martial artists. It's suppressing the martial path. Humans cultivate their physical bodies to become stronger and their spiritual senses to develop their potential. However, the source becomes stronger. In the same realm, the difference between beginner martial artists and source martial artists becomes greater as they advance. A beginner martial artist's heavenly king's physical body is extremely strong. A heavenly king's source amplifies it many times, but his physical body is weaker than some beginner martial emperors. There's a huge problem with the Tao of the source. Heavenly Arm said solemnly, "There's definitely a serious problem and flaw. We fight not just for the Tao orthodoxies, but also for the survival of the three realms. We're afraid that one day the three realms will really forget the beginner martial artists and walk the path of the source. When that day comes, once there's a problem with the source, the three realms will regress. Humans will also forget the martial path to develop their potential with the destruction of the beginner martial artists. And the problem with the source, the martial path of the three realms will end here." Li Hansong said in surprise, "It's that serious?" "Of course." Heavenly Arm said in a deep voice, "If there's no problem with the source, do you think the 9 sovereigns will stay in the source universe? Do you think the Immortal Source Project will start? Everything is to solve these problems. The reason the beginner martial artists haven't been destroyed yet is because the sovereigns still need us. They know that some problems with the source cannot be solved. They might leave us behind to solve these problems. They might even treat us as seeds. If the source really collapses, we might return to the beginner martial stage." Li Hansong was confused and asked, "Then what's the problem with the source?" "I don't know. If I knew, it wouldn't be like this. The 9 sovereigns for emperors and the one who created the source probably know," Heavenly Arm thought, and said, "The war 30,000 years ago was for the struggle of the orthodoxies, but the war 8,000 years ago was not for the orthodoxies. You broke 8. Did you not participate in the war 8,000 years ago? Why don't you know? This old man is joining the battle." Heavenly Arm smiled bitterly However, I wasn't the core back then. Fist God, and the others were. Fist God, and the others said that the 9 emperors wanted to destroy Chu Wu, so we naturally had to fight back. That's why the war broke out. Just like the previous battle, no one had expected such an intense battle to break out. It was only after the battle that they realized they had been used. In the end, it also led to the destruction of the Heaven Realm. You broke it? No. Heavenly Arm sighed and said, there is someone else. The 9 sovereigns have their own internal problems. We can only say that it was a coincidence. He told Li Hansong a lot, but Li Hansong was still confused. Then why are you telling me all this? Heavenly Arm's heart was tired. Weren't you the one who asked? You asked, and this old man casually said a few words. How did it become me? Who said it? The more he looked at this fool, the dumber he became. Li Hansong pretended to be confused, but he knew in his heart that the Chu Wu lineage was only a participant back then, not the leader. The true battle that destroyed the Heaven Realm was not caused by these people. Instead, it was the 9 sovereigns for emperors and possibly others who made use of Chu Wu. Fist God, and the others might know some inside information, but Heavenly Arm was stupid and went to participate in the battle without knowing anything. Heavenly Arm stopped talking about this and said with a smile, you want to walk the true Chu Wu path? Is that so? Yes. If you want, I actually have a way to help you forge your jade bones. Li Hansong's eyes lit up. You can help me? That's right. Heavenly Arm smiled and said, it's fine if you don't want to be my disciple. I actually only have one request for you. Don't let the Chu Wu go extinct. Heavenly Arm sighed and said, the origin lineage actually knows and recognizes all the Chu Wu experts today. Once we are defeated in the future, we will probably be punished. Although I feel that even if you forge your jade bones now, you won't be able to participate in the battle in time. It's still a good thing. If you don't participate in the battle, not many people will know you. That way, you might be overlooked when the punishment comes. Heavenly Arm sighed and said, even the Heavenly Arm continent is not safe. The origin lineage has infiltrated too deeply, and some geniuses are known by the origin lineage. You are also a genius, but you don't even have true God battle strength. If you suddenly disappear, no one will care about you, but if you forge your jade bones and hide after the battle, you can live for a long time. That way, the Chu Wu won't be completely destroyed. At this moment, Li Hansong finally knew what he was thinking. Heavenly Arm was very pessimistic, or rather, that was how it was. The Chu Wu lineage had almost no chance of winning. In the end, they might go extinct. If the experts were known by the origin lineage, they would probably be converted to the origin lineage even if they did not die. If they were too weak, they could not bear the role of inheriting the Chu Wu. If they were too strong, everyone would know. And Li Hansong had just appeared in front of everyone. He was not strong, but he had half jade bones. Perhaps he could become a Chu Wu seed. Li Hansong understood and was very surprised. This was the first time they met. He had only seen this person a few times before and had never interacted with him. Heavenly Arm trusted him so much that he wanted to nurture him as a Chu Wu seed. Forging jade bones was probably not that simple, right? Heavenly Arm did not care about what he thought. At this moment, he said in a low voice, if you are the reincarnation of Celestial Emperor Batian, that is actually good. Celestial Emperor Batian received kindness from me and many other Chu Wu martial artists in the past. He will not let the Chu Wu lineage go extinct. If you are not, then you are a genius of the Chu Wu lineage, a monster. Actually, I also hope that the Chu Wu lineage will have someone like Fang Ping. You are not willing to become my disciple or kneel to me. I know that if you are not the reincarnation of Celestial Emperor Batian, then you are really a fool. If you are a pawn planted by other origin powerhouses, it is actually better for you to become my disciple. Li Hansong actually wanted to say that might not be the case. Did he not know how to play hard to get? This old man seemed to be a fool. Did not becoming his disciple or kneeling to him mean anything? This fool, no wonder he was tricked into participating in the battle back then. Li Hansong sympathized. He had already broken 8. Why was he still so childish? However, from what he said, did the origin really have pawns planted in the Chuwu continent? Heavenly Arm did not know what he was thinking. He said in a low voice, "Do you know why the Chuwu lineage can forge jade bones, but the origin can't? If the origin wants to forge true jade bones, they must break the door. After breaking the door, a large amount of life force will emerge to help them forge bones. For the Chuwu lineage, there is no door to break. So why can they do it? Because our flesh is strong. Fool." Heavenly Arm felt tired. He was really stupid. The origin body was also strong, but it could not forge jade bones. This was not a problem of the flesh being strong or not. Forging bones requires a large amount of life force, a lot of it, unbelievably much. This is also why it is so difficult for jade bones to appear in the Chuwu lineage. Even I, who forged jade bones, only my arms are the strongest. The other parts are slightly weaker because it is difficult for the Chuwu lineage to provide the powerful life force to help you forge bones. Then, you said you can help me? Wait for me to finish. Heavenly Arm thought for a while and said slowly, "This group of people, I mean the people who forged jade bones, not counting the origin, are only Chuwu lineage. How could they forge jade bones in that era? Back then, where did the life force come from to help us forge bones? Not many people know about this. In the first batch of Chuwu lineage, there were only a few people who walked the physical Tao. Less than 10 people succeeded in forging jade bones. Now, a few have died, and there are even fewer left." Li Hansong nodded. There were even fewer left. The only Chuwu lineage martial artists who had forged jade bones were probably this old man and the god of the underworld. As for those in the heavenly tomb, he was not too sure. Everything originated from a seed. Li Hansong was stunned, but Heavenly Arm was not. He said telepathically, "A seed. I suspect that the origin Tao's forging of jade bones and powerful life force might also originate from that seed." What seed? The seed of rebirth. Li Hansong was really stunned this time. What did that mean? He had not heard of the seed of rebirth for a long time. After the war, it seemed like the seed of rebirth was just something that Hong Yu had said casually. But now, what was Heavenly Arm saying? It's a seed, but I don't know whether it's the seed of rebirth or not. However, back then, we obtained a large amount of life force from this seed and forged our jade bones. Back then, the Celestial Emperor defeated many Chuwu lineage martial artists and won their jade bones. However, those people's jade bones were not real jade bones. Later on, the Celestial Emperor used the origin Tao to forge the powerful jade bones of his entire body. This old man feels that it's the life force provided by that seed that allowed him to forge an incomparably powerful skeleton. However, he might not have succeeded. Heavenly Arm continued, "If he had succeeded, I believe that his jade body might not be broken by anyone, not even a martial emperor." "Seed," Li Hansong muttered. Heavenly Arm smiled and said, "That's right. Therefore, I want to try and send you to the seed and see if you can absorb some life force. Do you know where it is?" "I don't know." Heavenly Arm shook his head and chuckled. "But you don't understand. Just because you don't know doesn't mean you can't find it. Do you know about the Chuwu lineage? I think I've heard of it. Return to the source and rebuild the Chuwu lineage." Heavenly Arm said in a low voice, "I want to send you back to the Chuwu lineage. Perhaps you'll have a chance to find that seed. Even if you can't, there's a chance that you can see the projection of the seed. A projection is enough. Today, the powerful figures from the Origin Tao only broke through the void gate when they broke through 8 levels. Behind the void gate, there's only the power of a projection. However, this power can allow powerful figures to break through 8 levels and forge jade bones. That means that the power projected is enough for you to forge jade bones. Perhaps what we saw back then was just a projection. Li Hansong was really surprised. The seed of rebirth. Did the seed of rebirth really exist? Not only did it exist, but it had existed from the Chu Wu lineage to the present 30 to 40,000 years. The seed of rebirth that Hong Yu mentioned was not fake. Could it be that there really was a seed of rebirth on Earth? Li Hansong asked immediately. I heard that the war between the Earth realm and the human realm was for the seed of rebirth. Is there really a seed of rebirth in the human realm? Heavenly Arm shook his head. I'm not sure about that. The 9 sovereigns and 4 emperors might know more than we do, so it's possible. Otherwise, they wouldn't have schemed against the 3 realms. Whether it's true or not, I'm not sure. Oh, Li Hansong did not ask anymore. Heavenly Arm said, don't tell anyone else what I've told you. Think about it yourself. Do you want to go back to the source or look for the seed? Perhaps this time, you won't be able to return. Heavenly Arm said sadly, even if you can't return, you can give Chu Wu a sliver of hope. If one day you can forge jade bones and return, perhaps Chu Wu can rise again. Li Hansong was conflicted. You're not sure. You want to use me as a guinea pig. Where are you sending me? Li Hansong fell into deep thought. Should I agree now? He was conflicted. It was a pity that Fang Ping was not around. Otherwise, he could ask Fang Ping. This old man might not have good intentions. Chapter 1263. Global High Martial Arts book is still here and is being updated as usual. Please wait for a moment. After the content is updated, please refresh the page to get the latest update. Chapter 1264. Li Hansong looked forward to Fang Ping's decision, but Fang Ping was currently struggling. Yes, struggling. After refining the Saint Token and Heavenly King Seal, Fang Ping's strength had changed greatly. With so many Saint Tokens and Heavenly King Seals, Fang Ping had broken through despite the difficulty of expanding the source world. At this moment, however, Fang Ping was pondering an extremely important question. Should he continue balancing? Wealth, 300 billion points vitality, 3,500,000 calories, 3,500,000 calories. Mentality, 29,999 hertz, 29,999 hertz. Jade bones, 2% source world, 910 meters combat techniques. God-slaying sword techniques, plus 9%. Return to 1, spirituality path. 100 calories vitality to 1 hertz mentality physique path. 1 hertz mentality to 100 calories vitality. Irreversible, strength control, 95% ultimate outburst. 3624250 cal /3815000 cal 31 Saint Tokens and 6 Heavenly King Seals had increased Fang Ping's basic vitality to 5 million calories. However, the growth of his mentality was slower and could not keep up. If he balanced it again, his vitality would decrease further. Fang Ping was hesitant this time. If I didn't balance it last time, my basic vitality would be higher. Now, my basic vitality should be close to 4 million. Fang Ping fell into deep thought. After balancing, he could control force. However, it was very troublesome to do so. In that case, what stage would he be able to achieve a perfect balance between his chi, blood, and spiritual power? Would there be a scene where he no longer had mentality and vitality, but directly turned into force? If so, He did not need to balance it all the time. Moreover, once he could directly generate force, it would be much easier. Thinking of this, Fong Ping suddenly took out his phone. Yes, a phone. In the sea, Fong Ping's phone signal was still strong. Soon, he dialed a number. As soon as the call went through, Fong Ping said, "Go find my godfather." Let my godfather answer the phone. In Star Town, Jiang Chao looked like he was about to collapse. Hurry up, what are you waiting for? Godfather, come out. Stop hiding and pick up the phone. Fong Ping knew that Heavenly King Garrison was still in Star Town. With his strength, he would definitely hear the call. In less than 3 seconds, Heavenly King Garrison said tiredly, "What is it now?" Godfather, my ass. He hated this title now. He wanted to beat Fong Ping to death. Godfather, how can you maintain force? I think those Monarch Realm experts are using origin power. There were also people who recognized origin power earlier. Do they all start using origin power after reaching the Monarch Realm? Yes and no. Heavenly King Zhen did not scold him anymore. This was a serious matter. Hearing this, he quickly said, "Origin power is actually very difficult to be born. By chance, some vitality force will accidentally collide force and vitality by ping. By force by ping ping, accidentally. Origin is ping fong ping ping force is to ming. Long force is ping force. But that doesn't mean that origin power isn't strong. Origin power is born from the collision of mental strength and vital energy. When we martial artists break through the 8th realm and slowly walk towards the imperial path, you will find that you will gradually find some balance." Heavenly King, subduing thought for a moment, and said, "You broke through a gate, such as the gate of Qi and blood. Your power of Qi and blood is strong, so it will suppress your spiritual power. King God Gate is Qi King God Ping Seal through, King Ping King God. If you break both gates, then you can maintain a relative balance. At this time, it will be easier for you to produce origin power." The emperors used origin force because they broke through the 3 doors. Of course, they didn't have doors back then, but that was the theory. With all 3 doors broken, only powerful vitality can maintain the circulation of origin power and prevent it from harming one's body. On the contrary, it can temper one's body. The Heavenly King, subduing, explained everything to Fong Ping in detail. He continued, "The birth of force is usually exclusive to those who have broken through 8 gates. Under normal circumstances, it's also exclusive to powerhouses who have broken through 2 gates. This can also be considered as a transformation process towards becoming an emperor. Then why didn't you use your origin power? Did he hide his strength? Are you planning to fight the emperor to a draw?" Heavenly King Shen almost died of anger. He admired Zhang Tao more. After being in contact with Fong Ping for so long, he was still alive. "Cut the crap." The Heavenly Monarch snorted. "It's not worth it if I don't use origin power. Although I broke through 2 gates, they weren't the gates of mentality and vitality force, but the gate of life and the gate of vitality. The gate of mentality wasn't broken. In this way, if I want to use origin power, I need to go through a conversion process. During this process, I will lose a lot of strength. Not only that, I need time and I need to maintain it myself. After thinking about it, if I used origin power, I might not be as free as I am now. It will weaken my strength. You understand?" Fong Ping understood. Then after breaking through the 3 gates, I can use origin power freely. Difficult. The Heavenly Monarch denied. "It's not that simple. How can you accurately maintain that kind of balance in quantity? If vitality is stronger than mentality, then using origin power will waste a portion of vitality force. The opposite is also true unless the gap between the 2 is not big. At this time, Some emperors will use origin power to enhance their own strength. At the end of the day, it's still a problem of price-performance ratio. The heavenly monarch spoke plainly. He smiled and said, if the gap between the two is not big and you can produce origin power, then using origin power is much more cost-effective. If the gap is too big, then it's not as good as unique strength. You understand? I understand. The essence of origin power can probably reach twice the vitality, which is the effect of a qualitative change. If the two are balanced, origin power is more cost-effective, right? That's right. The heavenly monarch agreed. For example, if my vitality is 10 million calories and my mentality is 100,000 hertz, then if I fuse it into origin power, I might be able to explode 2,000 calories vitality strength. However, your vitality is 10 million calories and your mentality is 50,000 hertz. After you fuse, you might only be able to explode 10 million calories vitality strength. Not only that, but it will also waste your mentality and you will need to convert and consume some strength. In this way, you will realize in the end that origin power is not as smooth and powerful as your vitality force. At this point, the heavenly monarch added, moreover, not everyone can do this. Origin power has very high requirements on the body. Under normal circumstances, it can only be achieved by breaking 8. You can withstand the outburst of origin power. Your body strength is probably close to breaking 8. I don't think so, Fang Ping said hesitantly. Heavenly monarchs who have broken 6 haven't reduced the amplification. The origin amplification is 3 times. Their body strength is at least 2 million calories and above. Under normal circumstances, it's about 5 million calories. Heavenly monarchs who have broken 7 haven't increased by 4 times, but their basic vitality is about 2 million calories or even higher, breaking 8. An outburst of close to 20 million calories can break 8. Even if it's a 4 times amplification, the basic should be more than 4 million calories, right? The heavenly monarch laughed. That's right. Martial artists who have broken 8, if they don't focus on mentality, have a basic of more than 4 million calories. If I say you're close, you're definitely close to this point. No, my basic was about 3 million calories previously. That's only comparable to breaking 7, right? The heavenly monarch cursed in his heart. Only about 3 million calories. That's right. You've only cultivated for a few days, and you're comparable to breaking 7. Do you still think you're weak? No, previously, the heavenly monarch's teeth were aching. Did this guy improve a lot these few days? That's why your control of the force was a little unstable. Your flesh is breaking, and you need to repair it constantly. Other people who have broken 7 can't do what you did. When you have a body that has broken 8, if you can still produce force, your body will be able to withstand it and not be destroyed. The heavenly monarch laughed. The current you is like a child carrying a sledgehammer. You can carry it, but there's danger and you'll hurt yourself. When your body strength breaks through to 4 million calories, you'll have a body that can break 8. At that time, it'll be fine. Fang Ping rubbed his chin and thought for a while. At that time, if my vitality force and mentality can still maintain a balance, can I keep using the force? In theory, yes, but it can't be done under normal circumstances. The heavenly monarch sighed. Who can guarantee that they have cultivated to this point without any bias? It's impossible. Emperors are less biased. It's almost impossible for ultimate path heavenly emperors to use the force because they're much more biased. I'm fine. You let Feng and the others try using the force. Even if their strength is halved instantly, they might not be able to fight a break 7. That's true. Feng is more useless. The heavenly monarch was too lazy to speak. Feng, who had broken 8, had become useless. Only you could say that. Anything else? Nothing. Fong Ping was about to hang up when he suddenly said, "There's one more thing. Where did Warlord and the others go?" "Don't ask. You can't go even if you ask. Is there any benefit? What do you want to do?" "Nothing. Just asking." Don't run around for no reason. At this moment, the heavenly monarch had to remind him. "Do you feel that you've been idle recently and want to find something to do?" He suspected that Fong Ping felt that these days were too idle and wanted to find something to do. Fong Ping was this kind of person. He would definitely not think wrong. Fong Ping said aggrievedly, "Godfather, don't call me Godfather." The heavenly monarch was a little angry and said helplessly, "Li Shun will come out of seclusion in a few days. He can probably enter the Saint Realm. He's a descendant of King Zhen's 26th generation. Kid, behave yourself." According to the Li family's genealogy, Li Shun was a descendant of the heavenly monarch within 10 generations, but that was what the heavenly monarch said himself. In reality, his younger brother, King Zhen, had been passed down to Li Shun's generation for 26 generations. This was also considering that martial artists lived for a long time. Otherwise, how could there be so few descendants after tens of thousands of years? In the past, King Zhen and the others could not cultivate any further, so they found a partner and left behind descendants. No matter what, they were dozens of generations of descendants anyway. This fellow Fong Ping shamelessly called him Godfather. What did Li Jun call him? Ancestor? If Li Jun knew, he would be furious. Fong Ping pursed his lips. "We're talking about our own things. What's wrong with that? Cut the crap. If you have something to say, look for that kid Zhang Tao. Don't look for me. I'm not close to you." The heavenly monarch wanted to hang up. He and Fong Ping were not close. Yes, not close. Anyway, just don't bother me. As for Zhang Tao, he was not a good person either. If he fought with Fong Ping, it was hard to say who would be at a disadvantage. Fong Ping only knew how to bully honest people. If he had the guts, he could fight with Zhang Tao every day. "Don't hang up yet. One more question," Fong Ping said hurriedly. "When I advanced to peerless in the past, my vitality changed once. Now that I've severed my Tao, the change in my vitality still exists. If I take another Tao now and walk to 1,000 meters, will there be a second change?" As soon as he said that, the heavenly monarch thought of Fong Ping's situation. His expression turned solemn. He pondered for a moment and said, "Your Tao? I can't see through it now, and I've never experienced such a situation. If I'm not mistaken, the Tao that you and Song Mao walked might be somewhat similar. You've taken a unique Tao. You have sharp eyes. No wonder you're a powerhouse who calls the emperor brother." "Shut up," the heavenly monarch scolded, and continued, "If that's the case, if you walk to 1,000 meters again, there should be a superposition of multiple Taos. According to the previous situation where some people walked multiple Taos, there was no qualitative change, but there was a superposition of the origin. On your side, I've sensed it. It should be strengthening yourself and going through unification. This superposition of the origin might increase your physique. In other words, you might have a qualitative change, but it might not be a multiplier. Instead, it might be a superposition of half of the accumulation of the second Tao. Of course, there might be a third, a fourth. If that's the case, in the end, you can almost achieve the effect of a qualitative change." As soon as he said that, Fong Ping's eyes lit up. "Now that you've said it, I'm suddenly enlightened. It seems to make sense. If that's the case, I still have a chance to go through another qualitative change." If that's the case, Fong Ping swallowed his saliva. He felt that he would become stronger very quickly. Once he reached the origin of 1,000 meters, his vitality would go through a qualitative change, and his base would exceed 7 million calories. At that time, his physique would exceed breakthrough 8, and he could withstand the force. If the force went through another doubling, he could reach the base of 14 million calories. When that time came, Fang Ping would become a breakthrough 7 existence. Not only his physique, but because the force was a kind of synthesis, it could also be seen as a mentality breakthrough 7 existence. There was also jade bones. Once the forging was successful, there would be another qualitative change. Fang Ping's vitality would exceed 28 million calories, or even about 30 million. A powerhouse in Breakthrough 8. At this moment, Fang Ping had a clear idea. As long as he completed 3 transformations, his vitality could definitely reach about 30 million calories. Of these 3, it seemed that expanding the source world was the best choice at the moment. Next was the force. In fact, as long as the source world reached that point, the force might be able to go through a logical transformation. Lastly was jade bones. After sorting out these, Fang Ping let out a long sigh of relief. Sensing that Heavenly King Subduer was about to hang up, he said again, "Can you tell me, how strong is your explosive force now?" Breakthrough 8 was usually above 20 million calories. As for Heavenly King Subduer, he was afraid that it would be much stronger. Heavenly King Subduer said faintly, "Testing my strength to find a chance to compete with me? I don't mean that. I haven't beaten old Zhang up yet." Heavenly King Subduer was tired. Was that not what he meant? After beating Zhang Tao, he would come and attack him. Among those who have broken Breakthrough 8, Hong Kuan has broken Breakthrough 8 for a few years. The limit is about 25 million calories, and the strength control is about 90%. You do the math yourself. Fang Ping raised his eyebrows. King Kuan's explosive force was more than 22 million, and King Kuan ranked last among those who had broken Origin 8. In that case, Heavenly King Subduer, who had broken 2 gates, was probably around 30 million. Fang Ping said again, 2 gates 30 million, 3 gates 40 million. Is it like this? More or less? Fang Ping exhaled. In that case, Heavenly King Subduer had at least 30 million. Powerful indeed. But Fang Ping could not help but say, "So you used to be evenly matched with a 1,000,000 cal vitality paragon, and you used 30 million to fight 1,000,000? Heavenly King Subduer could not help but curse in a low voice. At that time, the patrolmen were hiding in the dark. Once I made a move, I would be the target of everyone. Do you think it's now? Even Breaking 8 has been exposed. At that time, there was no one who had broken 8. If you made a move, you would be asking for death, and the 3 realms would destroy you. Heavenly Hound had shown its ability to break 8, but it was killed in the blink of an eye. What do you think? No matter how strong I am, can I resist those people joining forces? Once war breaks out, I'm fine, but what about you guys now? Star Suppressing City has been destroyed dozens of times. Now, you brat, you know how to insult people. Are you trying to say that I don't contribute?" Fang Ping said innocently, "Don't be so agitated. I didn't mean it that way. I was just saying." "Oh, right. Do you have anything else to remind me of?" "Don't wait until I ask. Don't cause trouble." Heavenly King Subduer humphed. "Let me remind you. Previously, they joined forces to kill emperors, but it doesn't mean that these people are really of one mind with you. If there's a chance to kill you, no one will mind. There might only be one way to become an emperor. If you become an emperor, others can't. Go into closed-door cultivation if you have nothing to do. Don't wander around. Understood?" Fang Ping answered readily, but Heavenly King Subduer felt that he had said nothing. At this moment, he could not be bothered to say anything more. He opened his mouth and said, "I don't need the vitality force that you collected previously. Give some to Li Changsheng. His Tao is also very special. 1 strong is stronger than 100. His flesh is strong. Everything is strong. If you help him hone it, perhaps he will soon possess the true combat strength of a saint. Li Changxing's Tao consumes more resources. I can't afford it. You, on the other hand, have hope of supporting it. This way, the human race will also have one more powerhouse. He really could not afford to support Old Man Li. It consumed too many resources. However, Fang Ping could really do it. This kid had been supporting Old Man Li since he was in the middle ranks. That was how he had the longevity sword today. If it were someone else, Old Man Li might still be in the crowd now. Fang Ping laughed. Understood. You don't need to remind me about this. I will do it. Then I'll hang up. As he said this, the phone call was hung up. Heavenly King's subduer could not be bothered to say anything more to him. He could not wait to hang up. Fang Ping pursed his lips. This old man did not know how to be polite at all. Previously, when I asked the emperor, he did not say anything. He did not ask for any resources. He did not even care about the method of becoming an emperor. Could this old man be asking about his master? Fang Ping had also heard of Heavenly King, Subduer's master, Sun God. He was a very mysterious person. He had actually met him once at Heavenly Wood. Back then, Heavenly King Subduer's master asked Heavenly King Subduer to guard the human world. Heavenly King Subduer was also entrusted by his master to guard the human world for 8,000 years. For now, it seemed that the human race owed this person a big favor. However, Fang Ping did not know what the other party's purpose was. Now, he did not know whether the other party was alive or dead. It was really hard to say. The other party was the human race's ally. I don't care about this. My foundation is still not strong. Let's install the Tao first. I don't know how much the saint-level Tao will be compressed this time. Fang Ping was ready to install the Tao. It sounded ridiculous, but he would install it. But this was the truth. Fang Ping was now using the Tao as a consumable. When he was used up, he would break it. As for the balance, Fang Ping felt that he could slow it down for now. When he needed it, he could balance it again. However, it was not balanced. His jade bone honing did not seem to have made any progress. He could feel this. The effect of the force honing jade bone seemed to be quite good. The activation of his jade bone was probably not simply related to the absorption of so much vitality force. It was more likely that it was due to the previous outburst. The force had forcefully honed his body, which was why he had forged the jade bone. After installing the Tao, Fang Ping was prepared to expend a lot of energy this time to strengthen his combat technique. At that time, the improvement of his strength would also reach the upper limit. If he went to find the God Creation Envoy and get himself a good saber, Fang Ping's harvest this time would almost be completely digested. After digesting the harvest this time, I'll see how to act. Fang Ping did not plan to stay in closed-door cultivation. He was not cut out for that. If he wanted to become stronger, he had to take risks. It would be best if he could seize King Kuan and King Qian's Heavenly King seals. Very soon, Fang Ping entered the Origin Realm. The Origin Realm helped him a lot. Without this thing, even if he could replace the Tao, he would not be able to do it. He had to say that the Origin Realm, that Shur Pagat was a good treasure. It was not inferior to a divine weapon. Half an hour later, Fang Ping walked out of the Origin Realm. He was not in a hurry to come out. Fang Ping began to continue his closed-door cultivation, practicing combat technique. 1,000,000 wealth was nothing to Fang Ping now. Fang Ping quickly deduced and practiced combat technique. The time it took was much longer than replacing the Tao. This time, Fang Ping's closed-door cultivation time was indeed much longer than the previous times. However, the harvest was also incomparably huge. On the last day of May, it was almost June. Fang Ping opened his eyes and stopped practicing combat technique. The improvement this time was almost over. Compared to before, His strength was also completely different. Wealth, 295 billion points vitality, 3,500,000 calories, 3,500,000 calories. Mentality, 29,999 hertz, 29,999 hertz. Jade bones, 2% origin world, 9-10 meters combat technique, God-slaying saber technique, plus 10%. Origin Tao, plus 200%. Pseudo Tao, return to 1. Spiritual consciousness Tao, 100 calories vitality to 1 hertz mentality physique Tao, 1 hertz mentality to 100 calories vitality, irreversible, strength control, 90% ultimate outburst, 976-5000 cal /1085000 cal breakthrough 7. Around 10 million cal could break through 7. Fong Ping's outburst did not include weapons. With weapons, he could easily reach the stage of breakthrough 7. This time, he had really reached breakthrough 7. Kaboom! Fong Ping tested it out and threw a punch. At this moment, he did not use any weapons. However, a golden 7-petal lotus appeared in the space. Ha ha ha! Fong Ping laughed proudly. Awesome! After he installed the pseudo Tao, he had broken through 7. Saint-level Tao only gave him an Emperor-level boost, but it was enough. At this moment, Fong Ping had reached the stage of breakthrough 7 for the first time without the help of other external forces. As for Zhang Tao, he might not be able to stabilize his breakthrough 7. I really want to go beat up old Zhang now, Fong Ping murmured, a little expectant and a little excited. Old Zhang's breakthrough 7 last time was not very stable. His strength should be about the same as Fong Ping's. However, Fong Ping's golden body was stronger than his. If they really fought, he might not be Fong Ping's opponent. I really want to go. What should I do? Fong Ping grimaced. It was going to be June soon. He started practicing martial arts in April of year 08, which was only a little more than 3 years. He had actually become so powerful. He really admired himself. Absolute martial arts is rank 10, Saint rank 12. Breakthrough 6 should be rank 13. Breakthrough 7 means rank 14. Fong Ping licked his lips. I said I would reach rank 4 in a year. In these 4 years, I should reach rank 16. Doesn't that mean I have to break 9? There's still 10 months to 4 years. Fong Ping was getting more and more nervous. Could he break 9 in 10 months? He was so worried that he could not reach it. Time waits for no man. I have to work hard. Right now, with the pseudo Tao, I can only barely break 7. Breaking 9 is a long way off. I can't slack off. Fong Ping warned himself not to get carried away. He still had a long way to go. He hoped that the 4-year goal could be achieved in advance. Moreover, the pseudo Tao was a pseudo Tao after all. He had to remember that his true strength was only peak emperor level. He had not even reached the level of a saint. No, my great Tao is only 900 meters. I'm actually only rank 9. Fong Ping said quietly. Yes, he was only rank 9. Chapter 1265. Shanghai. Compared to a few days ago, the current demonic city had changed a lot. The energy was so abundant that Fong Ping thought that he had come to the wrong place. In Magic City, not far away from Magic City, there was a saint-grade skywood, a lofty sky cat tree, and a large number of rank 9 monster plants. In addition, there were also many experts. The experts absorbed energy from all directions, and the current demonic city was like a paradise. This was how Fong Ping felt when he went to the blessed Grotto Heaven. In the blink of an eye, the same thing happened to Earth. Not only that, but there were also many other effects from the battle with Emperor Huang. Fong Ping had assimilated Magic City. The powerhouses in Magic City had more or less reciprocated with his improvement in strength. Moreover, the moment the Qi and Blood Gate was broken, The human experts also felt their chi and blood flow much smoother. Their improvement was also very obvious. Not only that, when the immortal source dripped blood, some of the blood mist seeped in, allowing many people to improve. That could be the immortal origin blood, which was also the 10,000 paths of blood that the god Forging Envoy wanted to take. This thing was definitely a treasure. That day, when the god crafting envoy wanted it, the emperors were silent for a period of time. Zhang Tao had also offered a lot of conditions, but when the emperor gave it to him, he did not hesitate at all. From this, it could be seen that this blood was no ordinary treasure. Macmao. Fang Ping stepped into MCMAU once again. He had not been here for some time, and MCMAU had once again undergone earth-shattering changes. Today's MCMAU was also one of the holy lands of martial arts. Experts were as common as clouds. Fang Ping, Li Changsheng, and Wu Quishan were all from MCMAU. Below the pinnacle, there were countless powerhouses in MCMAU. Recently, there were almost more than 30 rank 9 powerhouses in MCMAU. More and more people advanced to the 9th grade, and it seemed much easier to step into Origin. The Origin was close to the human world, so it was much easier to walk the Great Tao. The moment Fang Ping stepped into MCMAU, silhouettes after silhouettes streaked across the sky toward him. Fang Ping was stunned for a moment, only to realize that these people were all staring at him. He could not help but touch his face, amused. What's wrong? Why are they all looking at me like that? It was as if they didn't know each other. In the crowd, Lu Fengru did not speak. Suddenly, she flashed her Sanjiao gate. Among them, the Vitality Gate appeared before Fang Ping's eyes, revealing a row of words. What a strange feeling. The Sanjiao Gate that used to be incomparably mysterious had an additional line of Fang Ping's words today. He always felt that this thing was not as mysterious as before, nor was it as unattainable. It turned out that the Sanjiao Gate was the door that Fang Ping had almost broken earlier. Fang Ping had even carved words on it. Fang Ping laughed. What's wrong? Is this handwriting not nice? Everyone was speechless. Were they talking about this? Lu Polu of the older generation sighed with emotion. He suddenly raised his thumb and smiled. Good job. Fang Ping was a legend. He was a legendary martial artist who had broken the myths. Even the ancient experts trembled under his blade. Even the legendary emperor had suffered a loss at his hands. Among the humans, who was not proud of Fang Ping, the entire 3 realms were trembling because of Fang Ping. Fang Ping was from MCMAU. Today, no one felt that it was inappropriate for Fang Ping to be the human king. He was the human king, the pride and glory of the human race. Before this, some of the people from MCMAU were still a little uncomfortable. Fang Ping was strong, but Fang Ping was their classmate, their student. It felt unreal. However, at this moment, it wasn't so surreal anymore. He was a legend. Fang Ping laughed for a while. He glanced at the people in front of him. There were many rank 9s. Many of them were rank 9s. The younger generation, Qin Yunqi, Zhao Xuemei, Xiele, and Zhang Yu were all rank 9. Fu Chongding was slightly slower than them, but he was also a rank 8 martial artist. Besides that, Yang Xiaoman, Zhao Lei, and the others had advanced to rank 8. During this period of time, there were endless battles, but the benefits were also frightening. High-ranked martial artists emerged one after another. Today, MCMAU had almost 500 high-ranked martial artists. There were many rank 7s and 7s. Many of the older instructors had advanced to high-ranked. MCMAU was getting stronger and stronger. Now, it was also active everywhere on Earth. Not only that, there was hope that MCMAU could continue to produce a few more desperation powerhouses. Mad Lion Tang Feng, Wu Wudi, and Lu Fengru. When these people stepped into rank 9, they walked hundreds of meters in a day. The new generation, Zhao Xuemei and the others, were also getting stronger and stronger. Their origin Dao was improving rapidly. Fang Ping looked at the people from MCMAU, his heart filled with endless emotions. He had poured a lot of effort into MCMAU, and MCMAU did not let him down. They were the first in every battle. The MCMAU army was also the strongest army among the human army. The average age was only about 25 years old. However, they had defeated a few strong armies in the catacombs, including the Heavenly Court army in the past and the Demon Emperor's army in the past. At this time, the instructors and students also had a weather-beaten look in their eyes. These people were no longer the same MCMAU people as before. In the past half a year, there were endless battles. Now, each of these people had become a veteran of the battlefield. After watching for a while, Fang Ping suddenly sighed. Old Wang and the others have been running around, working hard to improve their strength. I wonder how they are now. As soon as these words were said, a few people in the crowd felt a little sad. Although Wang Jinyang was not an MCMAU student, he had worked with Fang Ping a lot and often came to MCMAU. Old Wang was slightly better. On MCMAU's side, they had previously taken in First Military School. Yao Qingjun was also from First Military School. On First Military School's side, Nan Yunping was also present at this moment. When she heard this, she also felt a little sad. Ever since Yao Qingjun appeared in the last big battle and roped in Linhai, he had not appeared again. No one knew how he was now. If it was these few people, MCMAU's instructors and students were not too familiar with them. However, there was one person that everyone was familiar with. At this moment in the crowd, Tang Feng suddenly said, "Where did that kid Qin Fengqing go?" Qin Fengqing, this MCMAU prodigy student, had gone missing just like that. Last time, Fang Ping still knew that he was with Hong Yu. After Hong Yu entered the fake heavenly grave, there was no news of Qin Fengqing anymore. At the mention of Qin Fengqing, many people had complicated looks in their eyes. Zhang Yu and the others had an extremely good relationship with Qin Fengqing. This included Old Man Li, Qin Fengqing's father, and Old Man Li were from the same sect. They were from the same sect and had the same teacher. Qin Fengqing was his nephew. However, ever since the Emperor's tomb, Qin Fengqing left the human world and had never returned. After the big battles again and again, they could no longer see the figure of that fellow who dared to fight and kill in the past. Disappeared. Perhaps he was already dead. No one knew if he was alive or dead. The three realms were very big. The Forbidden Sea was vast and boundless. Even beginner martial powerhouses could only occupy a corner of the sea. If they entered the Forbidden Sea, it was almost impossible to find the whereabouts of a rank 9. Fang Ping laughed. Who knows where he went? Maybe he got lucky and caught the eye of the Emperor and was taken in as a disciple. Who cares? It's best if this fellow comes back to help us in battle when he's strong. If he's not strong, it's the same whether he comes back or not. Tang Feng wanted to say something, but stopped. He did not say anything else. Fang Ping did not continue this topic. He looked at the crowd and smiled. There are quite a lot of MCMAU rank 9 martial artists. However, other than Old Wu, who has reached the peak, the instructors seem to have relaxed. No one else has stepped into the peak. Everyone laughed bitterly. It was not that simple. Just half a year ago, desperate realm powerhouses were still known as invincible powerhouses. In the past 100 years, other than those in the later stages, how many new people had reached the peak in the past few decades? You have to understand that helping a rank 9 open up the great path requires too many things. Origin, chi, mentality, even vitality. Just like before the Devil Emperor died, he helped Gong Yuzi open up the great path. He consumed himself and used up the last of his strength to help Gong Yuzi open up the great path. Of course, Gong Yuzi was already a venerable emperor at that time. His strength was extremely powerful. There is still a huge gap between a rank 9 and a venerable emperor. Helping a rank 9 open up the great path doesn't require that much effort. But for a heavenly king martial artist, it is still not worth it to spend these resources to nurture a pinnacle. Fang Ping said, "Since we can help, I think it is not a bad idea. We do not lack things like origin chi. Previously, the emperor compensated a lot. I have a lot too. As for vitality, it can be replenished with imperishable substances, right? If not, we can use life essence. Isn't Senior Heavenly Wood here? I will provide Senior Heavenly Wood with some treasures like origin chi, so that he can refine more life essence. The life essence of a saint-level powerhouse can still replenish some vitality." Zhang Tao laughed. "I knew you would agree. So, after some discussion, we decided to give it a try. Of course, we can't help everyone open up the great path. We don't have that much energy. What I mean is, we can choose some people. This time, it is not only Sino Nation." Zhang Tao said in a low voice, "Every country in the world has suffered heavy losses. Many older powerhouses have fallen, but a pinnacle has not been born yet. Their strength is weakening. This time, every country has some places. The 6 holy lands have places. Sino Nation and other countries also have places. Not only that, Dragon Transformation and Mystic Virtue also have places. Other than that, Immortal Quest Island will also give some places. Because Yulong Sky and a few other families did not suffer any losses, Black Light Sky and Observation Sky did not participate in the war. Even so, what I mean is that each family should also have a place. This way, there will be quite a number of people. If you forcefully open up the great path, without the strength of a heavenly king, even a saint will have a hard time. The great path of a saint is not stable enough. The origin is not strong enough. If someone helps open up the great path, they might get lost in the great path, lose their way in the origin universe, and disappear completely. So, this can only be done by a heavenly king." Fang Ping nodded. He did not know much about these. As for the simulated aura, there were still some differences between the origin. Fang Ping could help open up the great path, but his strength alone was limited. He might not be able to help much. If a few heavenly kings worked together, it would be easier to open up the great path. Moreover, someone had to protect the great path to prevent it from collapsing. It was quite a troublesome matter. No wonder he had not heard of anyone helping open up the great path. Fang Ping did not know that the catacombs had promised King Hua to help Hua you open up the great path. However, that was also done by Li Zhu and Hong Yu together. Otherwise, it would be quite difficult for one person. I have no opinion on this, but Fang Ping smiled. "MCMAU will have to give a few more places." Zhang Tao laughed. "Sure, you can provide the resources yourself, including the compensation for the few heavenly king seniors. That won't be a problem." Fang Ping rolled his eyes. He said it as if he was not the one who provided the resources every time. "Counting on a pauper like you, do you have the guts to say one place here and one place there?" Old Zhang seemed to understand the look in his eyes. He smiled, looking magnanimous, but in his heart he was cursing wildly. What was he being arrogant for? This kid was very arrogant. He actually wanted to punch him earlier. Fortunately, his reaction was fast. This kid was a little scary. He had broken through 7 levels. Even if he managed to take the punch, he would not feel good. He might have to take a few steps back. If someone saw this, it would be so embarrassing. Fortunately, he was quick-witted enough. This was not the only reason he came. He said, "Do you have anything else for MCMU? If not, make a trip to Sky Island." "Are you going to fight?" Zhang Tao looked at his excited look and felt a headache coming on. "Fight? You're here again after the fight. Do you think we're made of iron?" The few heavenly kings were tired too. Lin Zi, dragon transformation, and the others had been fighting nonstop these days. They were not like the new martial artists. They were not used to continuous high-intensity battles. These few days, they had not recovered yet. Fang Ping said that they would fight again. If this went on, these old seniors would be driven crazy sooner or later. "It's not a fight. There's something else. All right, I'll go over later." Fang Ping nodded. Zhang Tao did not linger and left quickly. As soon as he left, Fang Ping chuckled. "Old Zhang was not my opponent just now. Did everyone see that? I'll find time to beat him up later. This way, Instructor Tang, and the rest won't have to feel inferior." Tang Feng and the others smiled bitterly. What did he say? This was Fang Ping's old habit. He would surpass one, beat one up, and beat one up as revenge. He had already beaten up many people. Tang Feng had been beaten up by him once. Thinking about it now, it was like a dream. Someone sighed. "It's a pity old Huang isn't here anymore. Otherwise, I'd be so happy." Fang Ping did not reply. Huang Jing's death had actually opened the curtains to many wars. The rapid development of the situation was related to Huang Jing's death. After Huang Jing's death, Fang Ping initiated the Magic City War. After that, the war kept escalating until today. It had only stopped for a few days. Now that Huang Jing was mentioned again, Fang Ping felt a little sad. The past seemed to be a long time ago, but in reality, it was not that long. The first time he entered MCMAU, Huang Jing hosted the opening ceremony. The first time he entered the catacombs, Huang Jing secretly protected the students. The first time he raided a high-ranked monster's nest, it was Huang Jing, Qin Fengqing, and Fang Ping who did it together. Old Huang almost peed his pants because of the monster, but at that time, he still fought to the death and asked Fang Ping and the others to leave first. Compared to the old vice-chancellor, Fang Ping was not familiar with him. He was familiar with old Huang later on. Fang Ping did not think about it anymore. He smiled. "Everyone get ready. I just said that MCMAU doesn't have a peak. Now, the opportunity is here. Take advantage of the time. On MCMAU's side, the rank 9 martial artists should work hard to take a step forward. Although I've never tried to help someone open up their path by force, I know that it's not a good feeling. The further you go, the better. Otherwise, it's like someone poking your nostrils forcefully. That feeling isn't just any ordinary feeling. Everyone could not help but laugh. This description made you sound like someone had poked your nostrils before. Seeing that he still had things to do, Tang Feng said, "If you have something to do, go and settle your business first. Don't worry about MCMAU. We know what we're doing. Everyone is working hard to cultivate. We also want to see the Peaks battlefield. Even if we can't do it today, we'll work hard. Just like what the minister said, we won't let you guys fight alone. We'll catch up and fight side by side with you." After Tang Feng said that, Fu Changding chuckled in the crowd. "We're comrades. How can we let you guys be lonely and helpless? Don't worry. In a few days, we'll have a peak and 2 emperor level." "Ha!" Fang Ping laughed. "You'd better get to rank 9 first. You're not even rank 9. How dare you say that?" Having said that, Fang Ping looked at Chun Yunxi and Zhao Xuemei in the crowd. He smiled and said, "Yunxi, Xuemei, both of you get ready this time. Among the younger generation, both of you can advance to the peak." Everyone burst out laughing. Zhao Lei chuckled. "What about us? We're almost rank 9 too. Old classmate, don't favor girls over boys. Forget it, Fong Ping humphed and said, I know that kid Chen Jiaxing has broken through to rank 9. You guys, you've embarrassed MCMAU. I haven't looked for you guys yet. You're not even as good as Fatty Jiang. What a disgrace. When he mentioned Chen Jiaxing, everyone had no objections. Donglin's Chen Jiaxing was the second Zhao Xuemei. His aptitude was slightly better than Zhao Xuemei's. It was not surprising that he had broken through to rank 9. However, when Jiang Chao was mentioned, everyone's faces darkened. They disdained to compete with this fatty, this damn fatty. Had he participated in the battle 5 times when he had reached rank 9, they did not want to compete with this damn fatty. Moreover, they could not say anything. If they did, the fatty would act pitiful. My ancestor was participating in the battle. My grandfather was participating in the battle. My big brother was participating in the battle. If I went, the Jiang family's bloodline would end. There was no priority. He, Jiang Chao, was in the back, teaching the young disciples of Star Town. That was also contributing to humanity. All right, there was no way to say it. The young men and women of Star Town felt ashamed. Now, they did not publicize the fact that Fatty Jiang had broken through to rank 9 at all. Fong Ping could not stop laughing. He did not say anything else. Leave Jiang Chao's matter to him. This fatty might not have it easy in the dark. Could he really sleep to rank 9? Qin Fengqing had been in contact with him before. These two fellows might have hooked up in secret. Perhaps this fatty also had his own plans. He did not say anything else. Old Zhang had something to discuss with him. Fong Ping had wanted to stay a little longer, but now he had no choice but to leave. Waving at everyone, Fong Ping tore the void apart and disappeared on the spot. As soon as he left in the crowd, the smiles on everyone's faces faded. In front of Fong Ping, everyone appeared carefree, full of smiles and full of confidence. However, when they thought that the emperor had appeared and participated in the battle, how could they not feel pressured when they were not even at the pinnacle? Smiling happily was just to make Fong Ping feel at ease. MCMU was fine. MCMAU's instructors and students were supporting him and would be his backing. However, this backing was not strong enough. It was no longer the time when Fong Ping got into trouble and was being hunted down. It was not the time when MCMAU's grandmasters all came out to support him. At that time, when Fong Ping got into trouble, the first thing he thought of was his teachers and classmates. Today, he came to MCMAU just to see if any of his classmates and teachers needed help. Lu Fengru scolded. This kid never says that I'm his teacher outside. He's obviously looking down on me. He's afraid that if I say it, the King Human's teacher will be beaten to death tomorrow. If he's beaten to death, he'll embarrass him, won't he? After scolding for a while, Lu Fengru let out a humph. This time, I want to break through to the pinnacle. Li Changsheng, that old bastard. What right does he have to be his teacher? Everyone could not help but laugh, but they sighed in their hearts. There were some things that everyone understood. Fong Ping's teacher was not glory, but danger. Without the corresponding strength, he would not even know how he died. Old man Li had encountered many crises, and they were all related to Fong Ping. It was also related to his identity. The outside world thought that he was Fong Ping's teacher. The reason why the Fengtian clan came out and challenged him was also related to him being Fong Ping's teacher. They had to face crisis after crisis. Fong Ping did not tell others about Lu Fengru because he wanted to protect her. Lu Fengru, on the other hand, probably did not want this kind of protection. She also wanted to be able to support the sky on her own, but it was obvious that the current her was powerless. She could only say a few words, but she had no choice but to shut up lest she caused trouble for Fang Ping and others. Everyone in MCMU felt a little down. Today, Fang Ping did not need MCMAU to support him anymore. However, when they thought of the day when Fang Ping faced the emperor, he could only rely on his words to convince the powerhouses from all over to fight alongside him. Everyone still felt bad about it. If MCMAU had powerhouses, there would be no need to compromise. That day, humans clearly had the upper hand, but in the end, they had no choice but to compromise. It seemed crazy, but in the end, they still left some leeway and did not kill all the powerhouses in the catacombs who were below the Heavenly King level. Yunqi looked at the direction where Fang Ping left in silence. Fang Ping was walking further and further away. As for Fang Ping, he was also getting lonelier. Now, there was still Zhang Tao and the suppressing Heavenly King fighting alongside him. However, when the day of the emperor's appearance came, how many people could fight alongside Fang Ping? Maybe none. On that day, maybe only Fang Ping would go out to battle alone and embark on the path of the emperor. I won't give up, Yunqi muttered in her heart. Could she reach the peak? Although it was still far away, the Great War had not come yet. Maybe there was still a chance. There was still a chance to stand by his side on that day, advancing and retreating together with him. P.S. There are only 2 chapters today. Take a break. These 2 days, I've been restless. I haven't fully considered the new plot yet. Adjust it as soon as possible and start a new journey. But this time, Dragonform said sorrowfully, although Ruobing's vitality is depleting slower now, if this goes on, even if the humans have the support of a large number of treasures, it will be difficult for Ruobing to hold on for a month. Fang Ping, you have many methods, many tricks, save Ruobing. The dragon transformation Celestial Emperor was on the verge of praying. Fang Ping was also a little upset. He was a Heavenly King stage powerhouse, and Wang Ruobing was not his descendant. However, after living together for more than 10,000 years, Long Bien had truly treated Wang Ruobing as his own daughter. From the very beginning, when he first repaid his debt of gratitude to today, they had been together for 10,000 years. What did 10,000 years mean? It was a terrifyingly long time. It hadn't been easy for him to recover, but now his life force was slipping away again. Draconic transformation was even sadder than before. Fang Ping was not in a hurry to reply. Instead, he said, "This change only happened after the battle with the monarch? Is it related to the celestial origin or the gate of the great Tao? Or is the sovereign doing something in secret?" "I'm not too sure about this." Zhang Tao shook his head. "I've also probed her Sanjiao gate previously. It's fake. I can't penetrate her origin, and I can't probe anything either. The rejection is very strong." Long Bien said immediately, back then, Ruobing's origin could still be probed. But now, even I can't enter her origin to investigate. I'm afraid that if I forcefully enter Ruobing's origin, it will cause her origin to collapse. I have no other way now. "Fang Ping, you have to help me," Fang Ping said. "Senior, don't worry. Fang Ping will definitely do his best. Senior, you've helped humans so much. No matter what, I won't watch Ruobing die. Come, let's go take a look at Ruobing's situation first, then we'll make a decision." Zhang Tao and Long Bien nodded hurriedly. Wang Ruobing was currently not on Sky Island, but in Long Bien Sky, sealed. As they walked, Fang Ping asked, "Have you asked the Heavenly King garrison?" Zhang Tao said, "I have. He's strong, but he can't enter her origin now. He can't enter her origin, and judging from her appearance, he can't find the reason for her life force slipping away either. Let's go take a look first." As Fang Ping said that, he suddenly shattered the void. In the next moment, Fang Ping appeared with a big fat cat in his hand. The fat cat was still in a daze, its eyes half open, a little dazed. Why did he catch the cat again? Fong Ping smiled. Bring it along. If there's any trouble, we can let it try. As soon as the cat appeared, old Zhang could not help but laugh. I've wanted to try it for a long time, but this fellow doesn't listen to me. The cat could roam the origin. Looking for the cat was the most suitable choice. Unfortunately, this cat was not obedient. It was sleeping. If anyone disturbed it, it would throw a tantrum, and there was nothing they could do. Seeing the cat, Long Bien seemed to be relieved. He was still very familiar with this cat. In the past, this cat had snatched him away more than once or twice. It would be strange if he was not familiar with it. The cat could roam the origin. Perhaps it could find some problems. The cat was still in a daze. It mumbled, "What now?" It was not easy to get a break, and the liar caught the cat for work again. How heartless! Fong Ping carried the big cat and smiled. Just follow me. There's good food. Liar, the cat mumbled. I don't believe you. It did not ask again. The cat continued to sleep. Recently, its cat world seemed to be reaching its peak. When the cat world reached its peak, it could become a powerful cat. As for what was the use of becoming a powerful cat, the cat was too lazy to think about it. Anyway, it would be powerful if it could be strong. If not, it would continue to sleep. There was not much difference. The entrance to Dragon Transformation Sky was currently on Earth. Dragon Transformation Sky cooperated with the humans. Long Bien was still reluctant to give up its nest. There was no need to give it up either. It simply moved Dragon Transformation Sky and opened the entrance to Magic City. It was not far from Heavenly Island. Very soon, the group arrived at a void in the sea. Long Bien tore space apart directly, revealing a pitch-black passageway. This was the passageway to Dragon Transformation Sky. As soon as the passageway was torn apart, a person came out. Upon seeing them, he hurriedly bowed and said, "Master, greetings, Martial King, King Human." This was true God Sheng Jun of Dragon Transformation Sky. He was also the only true god left in Dragon Transformation Sky. However, Fong Ping quickly remembered that Wang Hanyue had also broken through in Dragon Transformation Sky. Wang Hanyue was the rank 9 powerhouse who brought Wang Ruobing to the Emperor's tomb. These top-notch rank 9s who did not die that day were now almost all at the peak. Of course, thinking of Wang Hanyue, Fong Ping suddenly thought of someone. He opened his mouth and said, "Old Zhang, is Chang Shanqi of Chang Rongtian dead? You still remember? Zhang Tao was helpless. I'm going crazy from being locked up by you. Not only Chang Shanqi, there are still a few locked up in Heavenly Island prison now. Shin San from the evil sect, Chang Shanqi of Chang Rongtian, and a few captured rank 9 catacombs martial artists, including the few rank 9s you captured during the battle in Magic City back then. Now that place is almost becoming purgatory. The only thing the rank 9s are shouting every day is, give them a chance to speak. At least come and ask them what they want to know. Subdue them or kill them. Or what? At least give them an answer." Even old Zhang sympathized with them. Fong Ping had long forgotten about them. Fong Ping did not care. Once the others locked them up, he could not be bothered. In this way, these people were miserable. No one cared, other than locking them up. No one went to that place after that. They could not escape, even if they wanted to. Old Zhang had reinforced that place. These people could not break it unless they had peerless strength. Even if they had peerless strength, they probably could not break it. Now, they were going crazy. Fong Ping said indifferently, "Then lock them up first." He could not be bothered. He did not know what was going on with Chang Rongtian now. It had been a long time. Maybe the place was empty now. Fong Ping was not too anxious. In front, Sheng Jun waited for the two to finish talking before saying softly, "Master, these 2 days, Junior sister seems to be losing more vitality. I went to the ice palace to take a look. Even if Junior Sister is sealed, her vitality is still weakening. Long Bien's expression changed slightly. He did not say anything, hurriedly walking toward the interior of dragon-changing sky. Fang Ping and Zhang Tao followed him in. Verdant hills and clear waters, a paradise. Hundreds of flowers were blooming, the sky was clear, and the air was clear. This was dragon-changing sky. Many beyond heavens were places that looked bitter and cold. After all, cultivation was the main focus. However, dragon-changing sky was not like that. Dragon-changing sky's emperor wanted peace and quiet. He wanted to build his own paradise and ignore everything in the outside world. As one of the four Brahmas, dragon-changing sky was much bigger than places like Blacklight Heaven. It gave Fang Ping the feeling that it was at least the size of a small county. This was not considered small for a beyond heavens. This place was also extremely rich in energy. However, at this moment, no one was in the mood to look at it. As soon as Fang Ping entered, Wang Hanyue rushed over and said hurriedly, "Master, Junior Sister's condition seems to have worsened. I was just about to look for you." Long Bien's face was gloomy. He quickly walked toward a courtyard below. It was not a luxurious palace. It was just a house that looked ordinary. Fang Ping and old Zhang followed. In the courtyard, there was a swing and a lot of plants. However, at this moment, these plants were all withering. As soon as Fang Ping entered the courtyard, he felt that something was wrong. The entire courtyard had a sign of vitality draining, including himself. As soon as he entered this area, it was as if a black hole was absorbing his vitality. Fang Ping's golden body shook, and the suction force disappeared. At this moment, Fang Ping's expression turned solemn. With his strength, he could actually feel the suction force. What about Wang Ruobing? The group entered the courtyard quickly. It was different from the outside. As soon as he entered, Fang Ping felt a chill. Yes, it was not the singing of birds and the fragrance of flowers outside. When Sheng Jun mentioned the ice palace earlier, Fang Ping did not think much of it. At this moment, he really felt that he had entered an ice mountain. This was a world of ice and snow. Shrouded in cold ice, everything was made of ice sculptures. It was not an ordinary ice sculpture. Inside the house, all the buildings and decorations exuded a bone-piercing chill. Even Fang Ping could feel it. After all, he was a powerhouse who was about to achieve jade bones. At this moment, Fang Ping saw Wang Ruobing. In front, in an ice coffin, a person was lying. Perhaps it was not an ice coffin. Long Bien would not make a coffin for Wang Ruobing. However, in order to completely seal Wang Ruobing, the transparent bed was sealed everywhere. It was no different from an ice coffin. The person lying inside was Wang Ruobing, skinny, pale. Her hair was turning white. Compared to the Wang Ruobing he saw a few days ago, she was like a completely different person that day in the emperor's tomb. Although Wang Ruobing was weak, she was definitely not as withered as she was now. After that, Wang Ruobing absorbed some of the heavenly Emperor Zhan's heart's energy and recovered. She even started to forge a golden body instead of continuing to maintain rank 7. However, now the forged golden body seemed to be starting to collapse. Binger, Long Bien hurried forward. Through the crystal cover, he looked at Wang Ruobing inside, his expression ugly. At a speed that was almost visible to the naked eye, Wang Ruobing's vitality was depleting. She became older and older. Her white hair had already spread to the roots of her hair. Fang Ping, Long Bien transferred vitality into the ice coffin while looking back at Fang Ping, full of pleading expression. Fang Ping took a step forward, took a look, and said, "Don't be impatient." Having said that, a large amount of vitality emerged from Fang Ping's hand. It was the vitality force behind the Sanjiao Gate. The vitality that was infused was absorbed frantically at a speed visible to the naked eye. Wang Ruobing once again returned to her previous appearance. However, very soon, it started again. It was absorbed again. Fang Ping frowned, saying in a low voice, "There's a force that's absorbing the vitality and vitality force that we're infusing." Zhang Tao also walked over, took a look at the sealed Wang Ruobing, thought for a moment, and said, "It's absorbing, even we can't stop it. It's not through the passageway of the outside world. Otherwise, with the few of us here, even a sovereign can forget about doing it. The loss of her vitality is probably related to the origin. We can't stop it if it's flowing through the origin. Fang Ping, you can simulate her aura. You can try, simulate her aura, and enter her origin to take a look. It's very difficult. The origin is not the same person. There's still some repulsion. I'm afraid that if I break her origin," as Fang Ping said that, his gaze flickered, "he could still break into the origin. However, even if Wang Ruobing was previously, she was only a rank 8. Did she really have the embryonic form of the origin? It was hard to say. Rank 7 and 8 martial artists did not have an origin world. They had only just walked the path of the origin. Only when they reached rank 9 could they establish their own origin world. I'll give it a try." Fang Ping's system could break into the origin world. The key was Fang Ping was now afraid that Wang Ruobing did not have it, and he was also afraid that he was too powerful. If the other party had it, she would be very weak. If his origin entered, it might cause Wang Ruobing's origin to collapse. He thought of this problem, and so did Long Yuan. He said immediately, "No. If you force a breakthrough, if Ruobing's origin is weak, it will easily explode." Back then, Ruobing's repulsion was not so serious. I tried once. There was an embryonic form of the origin, but it was very weak. Maybe it's still the same now. Fang Ping? At this point, Long Yuan suddenly looked at the cat. "Brother Cat." Dragon Change bowed and said with an expectant look, "Brother Cat, you can roam the source and see if you can find Ruobing's source. You can go from the outside to the inside. Maybe you can take a look and see if there is any problem." The cat turned its head to look at Fang Ping. Fang Ping nodded and said, "Big Cat, try it. Can you find Wang Ruobing's origin world in the origin universe?" According to my understanding, after reaching rank 6, almost all of them will build origin stars in the origin universe. Even if it's weak, there should be some, but it's very difficult to find. If it was too weak, the cat might not be able to sense it. The origin universe was too vast. The stronger ones, such as people like Old Zhang, could still be found by the cat through their aura. How could it be so easy to find the weaker ones? The cat looked at Wang Ruobing, thinking for a while before saying, "Then I'll try to find it. I might not be able to find it. This young lady, I think I've seen her before." The cat had some impression of her. Suddenly, it said, Oh, I think I've seen her before." Big Dog said that I and Big Dog even sneaked a peek at her together. Long Yuan was stunned for a moment. His expression changed slightly. "Heavenly Dog. Yes, years ago I brought Ruobing to Emperor Dong's palace for help." Heavenly Dog suddenly stopped Ruobing outside Emperor Dong's palace. After that, it was chased away by Celestial Emperor Batian. In the past, he did not pay much attention to it. Heavenly Dog was just like that, good at bullying people. However, now that the cat suddenly mentioned it, he suddenly came to a realization. Heavenly Dog had broken 7 at that time. Yes, it had broken 7. At that time, what was Wang Ruobing's strength? Rank 5 or 6. A powerhouse who had broken 7 suddenly stared at Wang Ruobing, looking like he wanted to snatch a lollipop. Was this really just an accident? Celestial Emperor Batian chased Heavenly Dog away because he thought it would hurt her? However, no matter how shameless Heavenly Dog was, under normal circumstances, it would not make life difficult for a child. Powerhouses all had their own pride. Wang Ruobing could destroy it with a puff of her breath. Why would Heavenly Dog care about her? After that, Heavenly Dog took revenge on Celestial Emperor Batian. Obviously, Heavenly Dog was very unhappy when it was chased away that day. As for Celestial Emperor Batian, he probably did not simply show his face to chase away Heavenly Dog. Perhaps he had also intimidated Heavenly Dog. At this time, everyone could not help but think of this. If the cat knew about this, it meant that things were not that simple. The cat did not remember many things. It had forgotten many things from the ancient times. However, at this moment, it actually remembered Wang Ruobing. Fang Ping hurriedly looked at the cat. Why did you and Heavenly Dog sneak a peek at her? The cat racked its brains, scratching its head with its claws. It seemed fragrant. Big Dog wanted to eat it. Dragon Change's expression changed, growling, "How dare it?" The cat shook its head. There's nothing left to eat. Big Dog didn't want to eat it after that. However, it was bullied, so it went to take revenge. What's going on with Wang Ruobing? Why does Heavenly Dog want to eat her? She smells so good. Fang Ping was speechless. He did not delay any further and said quickly, "You roam the origin first and look for her. If it really doesn't work, I can only break into the origin to take a look. If this goes on, no matter how much vitality there is, it won't be enough to consume." The cat nodded. Soon it closed its eyes, entered the origin, and began to roam the origin. After the cat left, they looked at each other. Dragon Change was still anxious, but he did not completely lose his composure. He said in a low voice, "Heavenly Dog actually wants to eat Ruobing. This means that Ruobing is more important than I thought. Heavenly Dog, and the cat would not fall unless it was a treasure. Back then, I thought it was just a coincidence. Who knew there would be other secrets?" Fang Ping, this time the Emperor appeared. The immortal origin dripped blood. The vitality gate was broken. Ruobing's sudden relapse must be related to one or more of these things. As he said that, he continued, "That day, I told you that my breakthrough to the Saint Realm had a lot to do with Ruobing. You didn't ask, so I didn't say. A few years ago, I actually tried to pry into Ruobing's origin to find the secret of the loss of vitality, but that time I only saw an extremely weak origin." But Dragon Change paused and said, "That time I actually saw something else." His expression was solemn. "I saw the path. Yes, a blurry great path. I only caught a glimpse, but it was as if I saw the end of my great path and the direction of my great path. That time, I saw the direction of the Saint's great path, so I broke through to the Saint Realm very quickly. Until now, I still remember maybe that time I also saw the direction of the Heavenly King's path. That was why during the battle with Ping Yang, I broke through to the Heavenly King realm without much difficulty. I clearly determined where the Great Path was. Ruobing is related to the Great Path." Fang Ping frowned and looked at Old Zhang. Old Zhang thought for a while and said, "Under normal circumstances, being able to see the direction of the Great Path will not happen unless what? Tell me." Fang Ping was speechless. Old Zhang smiled bitterly. "I don't know much about the Great Path, but after coming into contact with the Emperor's path, I did sense something. The path has an end. In the Source universe, it is actually connected to many great paths. The Source stars are the starting point of the Great Path, and the Great Path extends toward the end of the darkness. It's very difficult for us to see ahead, but if there is a long Great Path in front of us right now, extending to the end, at this time, You might also be able to see the direction of your own great path. What you see is actually not your own great path, but the end of the great path. You have a starting point and an end point, then you can imagine a great path. How should you walk your own great path? Fong Ping understood. At this moment, he could not help but frown. He looked at Wang Ruobing again. What was the relationship between Wang Ruobing and the immortal source or the door to the great path? Could the old cat find her origin? Obviously, the old cat failed. After about half an hour, the old cat opened his eyes, panting violently. He was so tired that he stuck out his tongue. With an innocent look, he said, "I can't find her. I searched for a long time, but I couldn't sense the aura of her origin." Long Huan suddenly looked dejected. Seeing this, Fong Ping said, "Then now we can only try to force a breakthrough and see what the problem is." As Fong Ping said that, he added, "But it's very dangerous. Senior, do you want to try?" Long Huan turned around and glanced at Wang Ruobing, who had her eyes closed. Then he looked at her frowning and pained expression. He gritted his teeth. "You can try. You can break into other people's origin. You're better at it than us. Ruobing's current state is worse than death. If she really dies, maybe she will be freed." After saying this, Long Huan suddenly felt a little weak. 10,000 years. In 10,000 years, the time that Wang Ruobing was awake was very, very short. It was too painful. Instead of going on like this, why not? Long Huan suppressed the pain in his heart and said in a low voice, "Let's try." Even Heavenly King's suppression couldn't do it. "If you can't do it too, I have to look for the Emperor, for help. But I've already looked for him in the past. No one was willing to help me. Back then, the Emperor God was still in the three realms and did not appear. Looking for him might be useless." Fong Ping nodded. He was also curious about what had happened to Wang Ruobing. Although it was dangerous, it did not mean that there was no chance. Chapter 1267. Old Zhang protect her body. Fong Ping made the arrangements. He was afraid that his origin would be too strong and cause Wang Ruobing to explode. The two heavenly kings dared not delay. Dragon Morph opened the ice coffin and worked together with Zhang Tao to strengthen Wang Ruobing's body. Fong Ping was ready to try breaking into the origin. Fong Ping was not a hesitant person. Since Dragon Morph had no objections, he immediately broke in. However, this time, something unexpected happened. He did not break through successfully. At this moment, Fong Ping's gaze flickered slightly. He realized that his wealth was depleting at a crazy rate. After all, he had tried breaking through to Saint's origins and Heavenly King's origins. Spending a few 100 million wealth points at once was considered a lot. But now, his wealth was dropping in the hundreds of millions. It was depleting too quickly. Fong Ping did not fail. This time, he did not succeed in the blink of an eye. At this moment, the cat was also looking at Fong Ping. In the past, Fong Ping broke through the origin too quickly. It could not sense anything, but this time, the cat's big eyes revealed some doubt. At this moment, the cat suddenly said, "Liar, you're opening a passageway to the origin world." Fong Ping actually sensed it now, too. He was similar to the Emperor from before. He opened a passageway in the origin universe directly to Wang Ruobing's origin world. In the past, the speed was too fast. He did not sense it. This time, the speed was very slow. Fong Ping sensed that in front of him, a void passageway seemed to have appeared. It seemed to be connected to another world, the origin world. Fong Ping's gaze moved, and he quickly entered his origin world. At this moment, Fong Ping finally knew how he broke into other people's origins in the past. In the sky of his origin world, a passageway was being opened leading to an infinite dark area. The passageway was running through this universe. In the past, Fong Ping could break through directly when he was close to others. This was because the origin stars were moving. When people were together, the origin stars would not be too far away. Presumably, it was so fast in the past because the time needed to build this passageway was very short. But this time, it was different. Fong Ping seemed to feel the scene of killing Life King in the past. That time, he also entered Life King's origin through the Divine Weapon Stone tablet instead of directly getting close to Life King. That time, the stone monument had built a passageway in the universe, allowing Fong Ping to enter the Life King's origin smoothly and ambush him. This time, it seemed to be the same. Even though Wang Ruobing was right in front of him, Fong Ping realized that the passageway built this time was extremely long. It was terrifyingly long. His wealth was being consumed at a crazy rate to maintain this passageway. Previously, when he broke into the origin, he had used up a lot of wealth to build a passageway. This time, it was the same, but the consumption was increasing so much so that Fong Ping's face was turning green. What was Wang Ruobing's essence? If the distance was very far, he might not be able to break through. If the distance was very close, but right now, this passageway was quickly being constructed, and it was being constructed for an extremely long time. What was the reason for this? Big Cat, enter my source. At that moment, Fong Ping was suddenly worried. He was afraid that he would not be able to handle it alone. The ash cat could roam the origin, so it might be of some use. The cat was confused, but it understood what Fong Ping meant. Very soon, a cat appeared in Fong Ping's source world. Fong Ping opened up his origin to it. This fellow's mentality was extremely strong, so naturally it could enter. Within the source world, in the sky, the passageway was still being constructed. The ash cat stared at the sky. As it stared, it started to doze off, wanting to sleep. Fong Ping almost smacked this cat to death. Can't you wake up for a while? At that moment, the 4 plump babies flew out too. They seemed to be much smarter than before. Perhaps they had been smacked a few times by the ash cat, so they remembered. The plump babies only flew around it now, not approaching it. The ash cat opened its eyes, squinting into slits. The last time it tried to steal a baby, Fong Ping sent it flying with a kick. This time, Fong Ping was staring at the passageway. He did not seem to notice this side. The ash cat stretched its paw forward, waving it a few times. Seeing that Fong Ping did not seem to be paying attention, the ash cat suddenly stretched out its paw. At an extremely fast speed, it caught a plump baby in the palm of its hand. At that moment, the ash cat's huge face broke into a smile. This cat could bring it back. Bring it to the cat world. Just as it was laughing, Fong Ping knocked its huge head, speechless. Put it down. I still need these little fellows here to stabilize the world. Don't make trouble. The ash cat looked innocent. It threw the plump baby away pitifully, and it flew away again. Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. He looked at the passageway in the sky, which was still forming. He could not help but ask, where does this lead to? It was too far before. Either I couldn't break through or I couldn't sense it, but now I can sense it. I can break through, but why is it so far away? The ash cat did not know either. It shook its head. It had never seen such a situation before. Fong Ping exhaled. Should we enter the passageway now? I'm afraid that the passageway will suddenly break. If we can't return, we'll be in big trouble. The ash cat said nonchalantly, this cat can fly. Fong Ping was mentally exhausted. You can, but I can't. Once his body of origin was too far away from the source world, it was easy for it to collapse. He did not know if it was because his source world lacked some soil of origin that it was not stable enough, or Maybe his brain nucleus had not completely integrated into the source world, causing the connection between his body of origin and the source world to not be close enough. Fong Ping was a little hesitant. It was still very dangerous for him to travel far in the source universe. However, with the ash cat here, he had some confidence. Fong Ping thought about it and said quickly, "Go in. Once the passageway collapses, I won't be able to return. Remember to bring me back, and it must be fast." The ash cat nodded its big head, indicating that there was no problem. Fong Ping suddenly said, "You won't get lost, right?" The ash cat looked at him disdainfully. "You're the one who's lost. This cat has traversed the source. When have I ever lost my way? Then let's go." Fong Ping saw its expression and thought about it. This cat had walked in the source more than once or twice. The probability of it getting lost was not high. As long as his source was not completely destroyed, he could return to his source world. At most, he could spend more origin energy to repair it. Fong Ping did not say much. He quickly broke through the air and stepped into the passageway. The ash cat followed closely behind. One man and one cat, they walked along the crystal-like passageway toward the end quickly. It was very, very far. So far that Fong Ping could not see where the end was at all. He only knew that he had suffered a great loss this time. His wealth was almost at 3 billion now, and it was still decreasing. This kind of situation had never happened before. Where was Wang Ruobing's source? The outside world. Old Zhang and Heavenly Emperor Dragon transformation were consolidating Wang Ruobing's flesh. At this moment, Wang Ruobing's body suddenly trembled violently. "Stabilize!" With a clear shout, Old Zhang's origin energy erupted, suppressing the slightly rioting origin energy. He said strangely, Ruobing was only rank 8 previously. Just now, it was an anomaly in the source. Did you notice? Dragon transformation answered in a muffled voice, saying in a low voice, "I felt it. She's a rank 8 martial artist. Even if she really has a source, it's extremely weak. That anomaly just now was not weak." "Aha!" Old Zhang thought for a while and said, "What do you think about Ruobing's situation?" "I don't know." Dragon transformation replied in a muffled voice. Zhang Tao sighed. After a while, he said, "I have some thoughts." Senior Dragon transformation. If that's the case, Ruobing will be in danger. This danger was not just limited to Wang Ruobing, but also them. Dragon transformation did not say anything. Seeing this, Zhang Tao did not say anything either. He sighed. "I hope Fong Ping won't act recklessly." Both of them fell into silence. Fong Ping was sometimes very impulsive. They did not know how he would deal with the anomaly this time. In the passageway, Fong Ping kept walking forward. He kept walking forward and walked for a long time. It gave him the feeling that it had been a long time. At this moment, the passageway was still there, connecting to his source world. Fong Ping did not feel that his source body was about to collapse. Behind him, even the cat was getting impatient. It said strangely, "It's so far. Where are we now?" The source universe was huge, but this passageway should be similar to a space passageway. Logically, no matter how far it was, it could still be connected. How long had he been walking? This time, Fong Ping grimaced. The consumption was frighteningly high. Nearly 5 billion wealth points had been spent. He had never encountered such a strange thing. At this moment, the man and the cat's eyes lit up. In front of them, a ray of light appeared. It seemed like they had reached the end of the passageway. Was Wang Ruobing's source world just in front of them? Fong Ping smiled bitterly as he walked. "It's only now. If I encounter such a weirdo during a battle, I'll be dumbfounded." Breaking into the enemy's source during a battle was something that happened in an instant. If he was like this during a battle, spending so much time connecting to someone else's source, his golden body would probably have been destroyed long ago. The enemy was not a dead person. Big Cat, what do you think Wang Ruobing's source is like? The cat did not quite understand what he meant. It misunderstood him and asked curiously, like dried fish. Fang Ping wanted to smack it to death. All it knew was to eat. Its source was only like dried fish. He could not be bothered to ask the cat anymore. Fang Ping's gaze turned solemn. He said telepathically, "If we encounter any danger later, bring me away immediately." He could not take the risk here. If his source crumbled here, even if he did not die, he would be severely injured this time. Right now, he did not have that much time to heal. Seeing how solemn he was, the cat nodded hurriedly. After some thought, its body shrunk a little and landed on Fang Ping's shoulder with a thud. Fang Ping's steps faltered. He was almost crushed. Even the source body is so heavy, Fang Ping was speechless. He patted the cat's head. How did this cat grow? Even its source body was so heavy, no wonder it could not crumble in the source universe. It was almost turning into a physical body. They continued walking for a while. The light ahead became brighter and brighter. The next moment, Fang Ping and the cat stepped into a small world. Fang Ping was stunned. Yes, he was stunned. The moment he stepped into the end of the passageway, he was stunned. What was this place? Wang Ruobing's source world? What was this? He had seen many people's source worlds. They were generally the same, like a ball. The only difference was the size. It was the same for him and the old cat. The moment he stepped into the end of the passageway, what came into view was not the source world that he had imagined. Instead, it was the hive. Yes, the hive. Right now, Fang Ping had passed through an opening in the hive, built a passageway, and walked into the interior of the hive. This incomparably huge source world was like a beehive. There were holes everywhere. At this moment, these holes were all dark. He did not know where they led to. This is Wang Ruobing's source world. Fang Ping was stunned. Was it really? Was this still the source world? And source world with countless openings, and it did not seem like a great path. If a great path had countless openings, it would mean that countless great paths had been taken. However, this was not the case. At least, Fang Ping did not sense any fluctuation of origin chi or amplification of the source. This was like a dead and silent world. Wind was leaking in all directions. This place was huge. Dragon Form said that he had investigated it before. Wang Ruobing's source world could not be found. After all, Wang Ruobing was very weak. However, now it seemed that if this world was really Wang Ruobing's world, this source world was not small. Is it or not? Fang Ping was not sure. He did not know how he had connected to this place. Soon, Fang Ping's gaze moved, slightly. Maybe it was. The moment he stepped into this world, he suddenly felt that the pitch-black passageways around him seemed to be absorbing something. There was a suction force. In the source world, there should be source bodies. Even if they are weak, even if they have no consciousness, they should still exist. Fang Ping looked around, but did not see Wang Ruobing. Fang Ping frowned slightly. He had completely stepped into this dead and silent world. It was silent. It seemed to be completely silent. What does this mean? An ordinary person's source world, even if it was dark, still had some vitality. After all, origin energy was born here. However, this was not the case. This was a dead world. There was nothing. It was cold. Even if the source world was huge, it did not seem to exist. Dead, lifeless, lacking vitality. At this moment, Fang Ping seemed to have sensed something. He walked forward quickly. Soon, Fang Ping walked to the edge of the world. He saw those black holes. With this look, Fang Ping's expression changed, slightly. He turned his head to look at the cat and said in a low voice, "Big cat, sense it. What is this?" At this moment, there seemed to be some blood-colored membrane on these black holes. However, some were already broken. The cat sniffed with its nose. Fong Ping really wanted to tell it that it was not a dog and did not need to sniff. The cat did not care about this. After sniffing for a while, it scratched its head and said curiously, "It seems a little familiar. Vitality force." Fong Ping said coldly, "Heavenly Emperor Zhan's vitality force." I suddenly understood why I could help Wang Ruobing eliminate the hidden danger of her vitality draining. It was because these passageways were blocked. They were blocked by vitality force. Therefore, this world no longer has passageways to absorb her vitality. But now it seems to be broken. Not only was it broken, Fong Ping suddenly reached out and touched it. The passageway in front of him was actually like a solid object. He could touch it. Fong Ping looked at it, then looked at the black holes around him. He said with concentration, "The passageway was not so big initially. It's getting bigger now. Previously, vitality force sealed the small openings, but later on, these openings became bigger. The membrane formed by vitality force was not enough, so it broke." Fong Ping continued walking around. As expected, the next few passageways he saw confirmed his thoughts. Some of the openings had red vitality membranes on them, which just happened to be sealed. However, some were broken. The broken openings were bigger. This meant that these passageways were not so big before. Now that they were growing and becoming bigger, the vitality force could not seal them. Moreover, as the openings became bigger, the suction became stronger. This also caused Wang Ruobing's vitality to drain faster now. Fong Ping walked in front of a completely broken black passageway. At this moment, there was some suction coming from the passageway. It was not too strong, but Fong Ping could still feel that his origin was about to be sucked in, absorbing her vitality, expanding the size of the opening. Or is her vitality being absorbed because the opening is too big? Fong Ping did not know. He only knew that the existence of these openings led to Wang Ruobing's problem, a source world that was riddled with holes. Fong Ping looked toward the black passageway. This look, Fong Ping was slightly stunned. The cat poked its head out and looked toward the opening too. After taking a look, it said strangely, "Liar, in front of this passageway, there seems to be something." Fong Ping took a look. His gaze was a little dazed, but he quickly came back to his senses. "It's not something, it's Tao. I see a path that leads to the end of the door. Do you see it, Tao?" "No, I see a fish-headed demon." Fong Ping was speechless. "You only know how to eat. This, I have some impression of this. Sherpo's origin realm has some functions like this, allowing people to see the end of their Tao. Of course, Sherpo's origin realm is very shallow. One look and you can tell it's fake. This, I feel like it's real." As Fong Ping said that, he stared at the black passageway and said in a low voice, "Is the end of this black passageway really the end of the Tao? Is it where the door is? If it is, then it means that right now there are 3 emperors guarding ahead." The cat poked its head out again and took a look. "I don't see it." "So, it feels fake, but it might not be fake." Fong Ping's gaze moved slightly. Suddenly, he changed to another passageway and continued to look inside. This time, he seemed to see the Tao again. It was a Tao that was unknown how many tens of thousands of meters long. At the end of it, he saw a door. Fong Ping continued changing passageways and looking. Every time, he saw the door. But soon, Fong Ping's gaze moved slightly. "No, I've carved words on the vitality gate. Unless the vitality gate doesn't appear here, otherwise, the door should be different." As Fong Ping said that, he frowned and said, Then what is at the end of this passageway? A projection? A void gate like Broken 8? Or a trap? Fong Ping frowned again and again. What the hell was this? Wang Ruobing was brought out by the God Emperor. What did the God Emperor set up on her body, including this dead, silent world? It looked a little like the source world, but this might not be it. It could also be made by the God Emperor. At this moment, Fong Ping dared not enter these black passageways rashly. Moreover, there were many, many black passageways. He did not know which one to take. Also, this passageway did not seem too stable. There were many, many passageways in this beehive-like world. Fong Ping could not even count how many there were. The feeling he got at the end was where the door was. At this moment, many passageways had broken vitality film and were absorbing waves of energy. At this moment, the cat suddenly said, "We can go look for that little girl. This place is absorbing vitality. The core of the absorption should be her. She should have a projection here." Fong Ping looked around, but still did not see a shadow. At this moment, Fong Ping looked at these passageways. While searching, he said in a low voice, "Closing these passageways again should be able to stop her vitality from flowing away. But where do these passageways lead to? This world must have been created by someone. Is it the God Emperor or someone else? What kind of role does Wang Ruobing play in this?" Fong Ping said a few words and looked at the passageways again. His gaze was strange. At this moment, the cat thought for a while and suddenly said, "This place, liar. Maybe someone wants to create a fake path." "What? A fake source convergent. Fake," the cat muttered. "The more I look at it, the more I think it looks like our source world. Could it be that someone wants to congregate and then fake it, but they don't know how to congregate, so they created a fake path that doesn't look like it?" Fong Ping's gaze moved. Fake path. Congregate of Daos. It was the same as their source world. It was just that this fake person did not go through such a path. In the end, he created this kind of neither. Fong Ping suddenly said, "Did the God Emperor and the others enter your source world?" The cat scratched its head and said, "I don't think so. I don't know. I sleep every day. I don't know if they broke in. I don't think so. My source star is very, very small. It's the size of a grain of ash. They can't find it, right? Didn't you say that when the path was sealed back then, your path was not sealed?" "Yes," the cat said matter-of-factly. "If they can't find it, then it's not sealed, right?" "That can't be right. We, the latecomers, have all been sealed. Even if you can't find it, why won't you be sealed?" "That's true," the cat thought for a while, and said, "Then if we take this path and walk to the end, we actually don't have to go through those paths that we have to take. We can just roll over, roll over." Fong Ping was speechless. This adjective, what this cat meant was that when other people walked on the path, they had to go through those 3 nodes, which were where the 3 portals were. As for them, they did not need to do so. They could just go through them tyrannically. He ignored it. "Fake," Fong Ping murmured. "Fake. Did these people like to fake things? This place might be a fake path forged by the Divine Emperor, a path where all paths converged into one. However, the Divine Emperor might not know how to go, so he created this hive. Of course, this was only a possibility. There was another possibility." Fong Ping said softly, "This place, maybe the end of the black passageway is someone else's portal." The cat looked at him doubtfully. "The end of someone else's path." Fong Ping murmured, "I looked at it earlier. Every path seems to be the end of my path. Then, in the eyes of others, it might be the end of their path, like the dragon transformation Heavenly Emperor. In the past, he might have seen the end of one of the paths, so he saw his own path. In reality, that might really be the end of his path. This place might really be the place where all paths converge. Unfortunately, it's not one person, but countless people. The end of countless people's paths has been penetrated by someone here. Big Cat, do you think that one day if someone enters this place, can they enter those paths, walk to the end, and take away the path that belongs to those people? Fong Ping could not even count how many black holes there were in this place. And this might be an extension of the path beyond the end of the path. After Fong Ping said that, he said again, this black passageway has become bigger. Does it mean that the person who cultivates this path has become stronger? Or could it be that the Vitality Gate was destroyed previously affecting something, and now they need to absorb vitality to repair it? Could this be the world behind the door? Fong Ping murmured. This place was full of strangeness. He seemed to have come to an incredible place. Is it the Divine Emperor? There were only two people in the three realms who could create this place. First, the God Creation Envoy. Second, the Divine Emperor. They were all madmen who did research, but the God Creation Envoy should not be able to do this. If he could do it, he would not be a broken ape, but an emperor. However, the possibility of the Divine Emperor was very high. That guy was the first to become an emperor. Moreover, when Fong Ping hacked the Sanjiao Gate, previously, the Divine Emperor was very anxious and almost descended directly. He was also the one who sent Wang Ruobing to the dragon transformation side. Why did he send her to the dragon transformation side? Was it because the dragon transformation was also a test subject, so the Divine Emperor thought that he would accept Wang Ruobing and take good care of her? Chapter 1268. Thoughts arose in Fong Ping's mind. At this moment, looking at the passageways again, Fong Ping's gaze became more and more peculiar. What would happen if these passageways were broken? What would happen if this desolate world was destroyed? Would the Divine Emperor descend? Perhaps. At this moment, Fong Ping suddenly thought of something and laughed. Big Cat, why don't you try entering the passageway and walking to the end to see what's there? The cat looked innocent, then suddenly closed its eyes and snored. Time to sleep. Not going. It felt dangerous. Not doing it. The liar did not want to do it. Even if he asked it to go, it would not do it. The cat was only used to play, not to explore the way. Seeing this, Fong Ping did not know whether to laugh or cry. Maybe there's something delicious at the end. Snore. The cat was snoring, not going anyway. Seeing its behavior, Fong Ping frowned slightly. Danger. The cat was not timid. It did not dare to go, perhaps because it sensed some danger. Then I'll try. Fong Ping suddenly stepped forward. The cat grabbed his shoulder with its claws and muttered, "Let's forget it. Blocking these passageways should save people. That can only treat the symptoms, but not the root cause." Fong Ping said in a low voice, "Either we block these passageways completely or we destroy them. Otherwise, even if they're closed now, they'll open again sooner or later, and today's situation will happen again." Liar. Let's go back. The cat was pitiful. Fong Ping frowned. What kind of danger do you sense? I don't know. The cat shook its head. But it feels so scary. Scary? Fong Ping did not believe it. I want to try. Big Cat, if there's danger, pull me back immediately. Having said that, Fong Ping was about to step into a completely sealed passageway. The cat suddenly jumped down, its tail hooked onto his leg, and said pitifully, "Forget it." Fong Ping's gaze turned completely serious. The cat did not let him explore. What the hell was this passageway? The cat was also bold. It was not that timid. But now, Fong Ping's expression became more and more serious. The cat continued hooking onto his leg, not letting him enter. At the same time, Source Universe, in a dark place, at this moment, on a huge star, an old man was cultivating with his eyes closed. the old man suddenly opened his eyes. The gigantic figure had the universe revolving in his eyes. It was as though he could see through the universe and the world. In the next moment, a small star entered his eyes. It was a very small star, but it was somewhat different. Numerous holes could be seen on the surface of the planet, almost like a beehive. At this moment, the holes seemed to be connected to numerous threads that stretched out into the void, with no end in sight. The old man frowned slightly, and suddenly his eyes shone brightly. At this moment, he seemed to have seen through something. One more. Tao, the old man murmured. Among the countless holes, there was one that caught his attention. The other voids were incomparably dark, but that one seemed to have some light in it. The old man frowned slightly. Was this Tao newly born when he wasn't paying attention, or had the original Tao been completely opened up and matured? The light in the old man's eyes became even brighter. Right at this time, the elder frowned again. There was another hole, and there were some faint fluctuations. What was going on? The old man frowned and thought for a moment. Suddenly, his palm extended outwards. It extended all the way until he could not see how far it went. In this desolate universe, no one was looking at him. No one was paying attention to any of this. The big hand continued to extend, sweeping toward that small star. At the same time, the cat said with a bitter face, "Liar, let's go. Let's go quickly. Seal these passageways, and that little girl will be fine." At this moment, Fong Ping was also slightly palpitating. Had he been discovered, or was there other danger? Fong Ping suppressed the feelings in his heart, gritted his teeth, and said, "Enter the passageway, and take a look. I want to see what this thing is." "Liar." "Big cat, go seal those passageways. Hurry." Fong Ping took out a large amount of vitality force. It was all absorbed behind the vitality gate. Previously, this vitality force was of high quality. It should be able to seal the passageway entrance. Fong Ping looked at the cat. "You go, quickly seal those broken passageway barriers. Then I'll study it again." The cat was helpless. "Then don't go in. I think if you go in, you might not be able to come back." Fong Ping's gaze changed slightly, and he nodded. The cat did not delay any further. Soon, it ran to seal those passageways. Fong Ping, on the other hand, was now wandering in front of some passageways that had not been sealed yet. He looked at all the passageways. They were all the same, and there was a door at the end. Is it because I see it differently from the cat, or are they really all doors? Fong Ping fell into deep thought. At this time, the cat was also working quickly. The cat had never been faster than it was now. Its body was like a phantom, sealing the passageways one after another. It was still saying, "Liar, don't go in. I really think it's dangerous. We have to leave quickly." Fong Ping nodded, not saying a word. "Really, it's so dangerous." Fong Ping was too lazy to respond. Why was this cat so long-winded? The cat sealed those passageways again and again. At this time, Fong Ping suddenly frowned, turning his head to look at the passageway he came from. The passageway was trembling slightly. The cat noticed it too. "Liar!" The cat suddenly screamed. "This is trouble." "Yes, trouble." The passageway was trembling as if it was about to collapse. At this time, the cat suddenly growled. Endless vitality force overflowed, directly sealing the passageways in all directions. Fong Ping also felt it at this moment. He said coldly, "Someone is stirring the source universe." Yes, he felt suffocated. Someone was stirring the source universe, as if they had discovered something wrong. At this moment, his passageway was stirred by someone showing signs of collapse. Fong Ping suddenly gritted his teeth and stepped directly into a thick passageway that he had been staring at previously. A black passageway. It was not the one he came from. The cat screamed. Its tail grew rapidly, curling around Fong Ping's leg. At this moment, Fong Ping also stepped into it. At this moment, Fong Ping saw it. He saw something. At this moment, a hand appeared above the passageway. Fong Ping looked up. His expression changed slightly, and he quickly retreated. However, it was too late. The palm seemed to have sensed something, suddenly slapping toward the passageway Fong Ping had entered. The palm did not penetrate the passageway. However, the passageway trembled, and Fong Ping's source body overflowed rapidly. At this moment, the cat wrapped itself around Fong Ping and dragged him out. In the next moment, Fong Ping was pulled out, but at this moment, more than half of his body had already overflowed. "Liar!" the cat shouted. Unable to care much, it swept Fong Ping up and was about to enter the passageway they came from. However, at this moment, with a rumble, the passageway collapsed. Fong Ping was still conscious at this moment. Seeing this scene, his mouth overflowed with source energy, saying in a low voice, "Dig a hole. Dig through this world. Quick, go from below." The cat's sharp claws appeared. Without saying a word, it dug downwards at lightning speed. Thud! A series of sounds of metal colliding rang out. The cat was impatient, digging frantically. Very soon, something like a membrane was dug out from below. "Origin soil," the cat whispered. Fong Ping growled. "Take some of it and continue digging." The cat did not dare to delay. It continued digging, taking away as much as it dug out. Immediately after, the membrane below seemed to be dug through, revealing a pitch-black starry sky. At this moment, there was a tremor above. There seemed to be a human voice. The cat's fat flesh trembled, but its movements were agile. At this moment, it did not make a single sound. Its tail curled around Fong Ping, who was still disintegrating, and it quickly fled outside. In the next moment, a man and a cat entered the source universe. "Liar, don't disintegrate." The cat was a little worried. The passageway had shattered. Fong Ping had lost contact with his source world. At this moment, he had become a rootless duckweed. His source form was constantly overflowing. The cat did not know where this place was. It did not know how long it would take to fly back. It did not know if Fong Ping could hold on until it flew back. He growled. "Nonsense! Did he go to Wang Ruobing's origin?" "Yes." Heavenly King Subduer frowned. "The cat went in too?" "Yes." "They're all trapped. If they were close, the cat would have brought him back. Now that Fong Ping's origin has collapsed, the distance is very far. The cat won't be able to return for a while, or he's trapped." Heavenly King Subduer was also frowning. This matter was difficult for him to deal with. What should we do? Zhang Tao was a little anxious. How should they deal with this? Heavenly King Subduer stared at Fong Ping for a while, then looked at Zhang Tao. His expression changed again and again. Something happened to the vitality gate. Previously, that's why Wang Ruobing's vitality was drained. Heavenly King Subduer murmured. As if he had thought of something, he quickly said, "Go find someone to help." "Who? None of us can do it. We only broke a fake door." The subduing Heavenly King seemed to have guessed where Fong Ping was. He said sternly, "Wang Jinyang. Go find Wang Jinyang." "Forget it. I'll go find him." "You stand guard here. Remember, keep an eye on Fong Ping and call him. Maybe he can point them in the right direction." "I don't know where Wang Jinyang is. What's the point of him coming back?" "Yes." Heavenly King, suppressing, couldn't be bothered to say more. That was the reincarnation of the extreme Tao Heavenly Emperor, an existence who had truly penetrated that Tao. Even if he hadn't completely penetrated it, he had still broken the gate of qi and blood. No, that door didn't exist back then, but he should have set foot on that path. Previously, he was walking in the opposite direction of the Great Path, and there was no problem. This meant that there might be a shortcut. If there was a problem with the blood qi gate, then Wang Jinyang might be able to bring them back. The heavenly king Zhen, Wang didn't dare to delay, and quickly tore open the void and disappeared. Taboo C, the aura of heavenly king subduing, erupted in the blink of an eye, shocking everyone. In the catacombs, Li Zhu and the others instantly tensed up. What now? Another war? Is he going crazy again? Previously, it was Fang Ping. Could it be that the heavenly king suppression was going to go crazy this time? The subduing heavenly king couldn't be bothered with them. His voice reverberated in all directions. Wang Jinyang, quickly reply to me if you hear this. Heavenly king subduing advanced with unimaginable speed. The void was torn apart by him, and in the blink of an eye, he was hundreds of thousands of miles away. He called out again and again. In the blink of an eye, even Chu Wu's territory could hear his voice. It wasn't just Chu Wu. At this moment, almost all the experts of the three realms heard his call. They were very anxious, wondering why heaven-subduing king was looking for Wang Jinyang. Wang Jinyang! Wang Jinyang! A series of calls rose from the sea. Sensing the aura of the heavenly king subduing, no one dared to show their heads or step forward to question him. Heavenly King Zhenwang's aura erupted and was incomparably powerful. At this moment, he seemed to be in a rage. If he were to be provoked at this time, something big might happen. In the depths of the sea, Wang Jinyang, whose body was now black and white, suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood. He frowned and listened carefully. At this moment, a voice called out to him. Wang Jinyang's face paled. Heavenly subduing king. What could make the heavenly King Zhen, Wang, so anxious? Did something happen? The human race had just won. Even though he was deep in the sea, he knew that the emperor had appeared. Everyone in the three realms knew about it. No matter how far away they were, they could feel it. The human race has just won. Heaven-subduing king has broken through 2 gates. Thinking of this, Wang Jinyang suddenly realized that something might have happened to Fang Ping or Zhang Tao. Heaven-subduing king, I'm here. Wang Jinyang roared. The blood-colored longbow erupted, and a blood arrow shot out from him, breaking through the void like a signal flare. One arrow after another. At this moment, heaven-subduing king was extremely far away from him. However, soon he felt the fluctuations and quickly tore through the void and rushed toward him. The divine church mainland. King Kuan frowned slightly. This old man is suddenly so anxious to find someone. Did something happen to Fang Ping and the others? It can't be right. King Qian hesitated. Fang Ping and Zhang Tao are both about to break through 7 or have already broken through 7. I don't feel the aura of a battle. Could it be that someone plotted against them? It's hard to say. The emperors will not let this go. The human race is the first to bear the brunt this time. Maybe something really happened. King Kuan frowned. If that was the case, then the strength of the 9 emperors and 4 emperors was somewhat terrifying. The forces in the dark were very strong. Otherwise, how could they plot against the powerhouses of the human race? Is it Fang Ping or Zhang Tao? King Kuan frowned. If it was not one of them, heaven-subduing king would not be so anxious. Even if it was Li Zhen, he would not be so anxious. Fang Ping and Zhang Tao were too important. Hong Kuan, then don't worry about it. Get someone to find out the news. Do you want to be the punching bag of the human race now? King Kuan shook his head. At this juncture, he should not have any other thoughts. Otherwise, he would easily get into big trouble. After saying that, he added, "If something really happened to them, then be careful. We will be in trouble too. Very dangerous." Heaven-subduing king and the others were guarding the human race, but they still let the powerhouses of the human race be plotted against. Sigh. King Kun sighed. If that was the case, it would be terrifying. This meant that the emperor's forces were recovering, and they were stronger than what they saw now. It was not only King Kun who thought so. At this time, everyone was thinking the same thing. Some were worried, some sighed, and some muttered to themselves. The emperors were really invincible and should not be provoked. This time, if something happened to the powerhouses of the human race, it was most likely done by the emperors. Otherwise, who would dare to provoke the powerhouses of the human race now? The emperors were hidden very deeply. Everyone was discussing and feeling uneasy. There was some turbulence in the three realms. In the West Emperor Dojo, Heaven's Fate also heard the voice and muttered, "As long as it is not my father who did it," he was a little worried that he would be implicated. Once it was his father. If the human race could not kill the emperors, could they not kill him? Look at how powerful Heaven-subduing King's aura was. This old guy was not hiding now. He had broken through 2 gates and was terrifyingly powerful. Killing him would be too easy. Heaven's Fate felt that it was best if nothing happened. If something happened, it would be best if Fang Ping died, and not King Wu. If Fang Ping died, King Wu might not start a war. If King Wu died, in order to take revenge, that lunatic Fang Ping might start a war to kill the emperors again. Even if no one responded, that guy would not let it go. He might even stir up the 3 realms. "I hope everything is fine." Heaven's Fate sighed and said quickly, "Move the West Emperor Palace again. Move it deeper." He could not stay in the 3 realms any longer. Keep running. Run deeper. The farther the better. He would be a vagrant and not mess with them. No one cared about Heaven's Fate's thoughts. At this moment, Heaven-subduing King had already met up with Wang Jinyang. When he saw Wang Jinyang, his gaze changed slightly, but he did not say much. He said quickly, "Fang Ping has some problems. His origin is lost. He might be lost in the world behind the gate. He needs directions to leave there. Your vitality gate was broken back then. It might be useful. Go back." Wang Jinyang did not say much. He quickly understood Fang Ping's situation. It was troublesome. If he was really lost, Fang Ping might die. Chapter 1269. In the Origin Universe, Fang Ping was still collapsing. However, at this moment, Fang Ping was not as anxious as he imagined. After calming his mind, Fang Ping grabbed the cat's neck fat. Although it was an origin form, it still felt meaty. Fang Ping smiled. "Big cat, don't be too anxious. You can roam the origin. You won't die. There's still a chance to go out." "Liar!" "Listen to me." Fang Ping interrupted it and said softly, "Listen to me, okay? Remember, don't leave anything out. If there's a chance to go out, you must tell old John, okay?" The cat's eyes were red. It nodded quickly. I know. Earth's Tao, Vitality Tao, may all be a scheme. Fang Ping said in a low voice, "Our Tao may not be connected to the real origin Tao, but that little black hole just now, that place, I saw it. I saw the faces of people I knew. In other words, our Tao's end is not in the origin. It's here. It's not just us. Energy Tao, Mentality Tao, may all be a scheme. At least the appearance of the door, that year may be the biggest scheme." Fang Ping laughed bleakly. "You understand? We are just nourishment for others. The Golden Age is all fake. I don't know if it's a setup by one emperor or many emperors, but this Tao has a problem. I don't know if anyone in the three realms has taken the real origin Tao, or if the Tao has long become someone else's tool, but I saw a lot. That Tao is old Zhang's. Fang Ping sighed. I saw some of his past. This Tao is his Tao. It's the end of his Tao. We're being controlled by others. Maybe, when we mature, we'll be harvested. Breaking the vitality door might have caused some chaos, some influence, and made these Tao tremble. That's why they absorbed Wang Ruobing's vitality to repair everything. Wang Ruobing is a seed that can mature. When the myriad Tao matures, someone will come and take the seed away. Big Cat, emperors may be involved. This vitality Tao is secretly controlled by someone. Other Taos may be involved too. Exterminating beginners is because beginners do not follow the origin path. Maybe that's why beginners have to be exterminated. And the immortal source may be a terminal controller, a central system. That day, someone asked me to slash the immortal source when I had the ability. Today, I might not have the chance. You tell old Zhang that he has the ability to slash the immortal source. Ping won't die. The ash cat's eyes were red. He rapidly tore through the air, searching for a direction to break through. Fang Ping laughed. What? Do you want to cry? Ping. Also, Wang Ruobing must be controlled well. If the opportunity is right, she will be of great use. Break this trap, break your own Tao, and directly break through her Tao. Fang Ping was all smiles. There will be a chance. Ping Dao Dao is Ping. Long Dao down Dao. He Ping is. Dao 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 Dao. There. He has. No, his door is not here. He has not broken the mentality door yet. The void door is not here. This is the void door of the vitality door. Fang Ping continued. I suspect that there are 4 people in the 3 realms. They are in the same situation as Wang Ruobing. Including Wang Ruobing, there are 4. Martial artists who have broken through 7 can find the 4 of them. There is hope to break through 8. Not only to break through 8, but also to find the person corresponding to their Sanjiao gate. Maybe they can break through 3 void doors directly. Of course, that's dangerous. At that time, it might mean that you have matured and will be harvested, but it might not be so. Setting up such a big trap might be to harvest the whole, not an individual. So, if an individual breaks through 8, nothing might happen. There are many who break through 8 now, but they have not been harvested yet. Maybe they are still waiting for an opportunity. Fang Ping's figure became more and more illusory, but he was still calm. Of course, even if they break through 8, even if they break 3 void doors, they might not be able to get rid of control. Big Cat, your Tao, my Tao, that is the right way to escape this scheme. If there is a chance, let someone try. As for the beginner's Tao, maybe no one is plotting against them. Maybe someone is plotting against them. Don't trust anyone easily, remember? Even Spirit Empress, as a sovereign, she participated in all of this back then. If you say that she is completely unaware of it, I don't believe it. Of course, we can't rule out the possibility that some of the sovereigns are working together, manipulating in the dark. Maybe there are some people who don't know. Be more careful. Liar, don't say any more. The cat turned around, looking at Fang Ping's body that was collapsing more and more seriously, feeling a little sad. Suddenly, it dashed toward the giant door in front again and again, its claws scratching the door, scratching out streaks of sparks. Don't make too much noise. Fang Ping growled. Be careful not to be noticed. Find a place to hide yourself. Fang Ping scolded, continuing, listen to me seriously. After I die, my flesh will still be here. The source world won't collapse so easily. Those saint tokens and heavenly king seals find a way to enter the source world and take them away. Woo woo woo. the cat suddenly wailed. It did not want the liar to die, but now it could not leave. There was a door blocking the way. Fong Ping smiled. What are you crying for? Useless cat, you only know how to eat. I've seen through most of the three realms situation. However, there are still some things that I can't trace, including my own problems. Old Wong and the others reincarnated. Maybe they didn't agree to this plan back then. Maybe Fong Ping sighed softly. Maybe they are the other three people we're looking for. The cat was not in the mood to pay attention to this. Fong Ping said in a low voice, I don't rule out the possibility that they reincarnated themselves as seeds. Big Cat, convey my words to them. They might be in the same situation as Wang Ruobing. If that's the case, then the spirit gate might be with Old Yao. The sky-suppressing king can try. There's still a possibility. The sky-suppressing king who has broken 3 virtual gates might have a chance to break this situation. Meow, liar, we can leave. Fong Ping laughed. There's still a chance. Go to the vitality gate. I broke a hole the last time. Maybe it hasn't been mended. However, the emperor might be guarding now, so there might not be a chance, but you can hide for a little more time. Once I die, the 3 realms will definitely be in chaos. The emperors might be distracted. Then you can escape from this place and seize the opportunity. Meow. I'm not leaving. If I want to leave, I'll take you with me. The cat meowed. Fong Ping laughed. Do I need a cat to risk its life to save me? I haven't lost anything in this life. Even if I die now, it's worth it. It's worth it. Death might be better. It's too tiring. Living is always worse than dying. I'm a little desperate in this situation. Cat, do you understand? When you broke one conspiracy after another, you realized that the conspiracy you broke was actually what others wanted you to break. In the end, you still couldn't escape the clutches of the devil. How tiring is that? Fong Ping was a little sad. Yes, the 3 realms was a big game of chess. Every time he thought he broke the conspiracy and the chessboard, he found that he was wrong. The 3 realms had always been in the game. The Tao of the 3 realms might have changed since 10,000 years ago, and it was no longer the Tao of the past. Today, everyone was under the control of those people. Those people treated them as fruits, waiting for them to ripen. Previously, the emperor's appearance, the emperor's defeat might also be a trap to make the 3 realms feel at ease. The emperor, who had been hiding in the dark, worried the powerhouses of the 3 realms. When the emperor appeared, was defeated, and realized that it was nothing much, maybe everything was back on track. Was the emperor really being schemed by Fong Ping, or taking advantage of the situation? At this moment, Fong Ping could no longer judge the truth. The 3 emperors' reincarnations could all be part of it. Fong Ping laughed bitterly. In this world, what was real and what was fake? Who could he still trust? As for himself, whose pawn was he? Old Zhang was still in the game and had not broken it. Fong Ping's eyes flickered slightly, saying quickly, Old Man Li, remember, he might have broken the game unintentionally. Cat, everyone else is in the game, but he might not be. This game might not be undiscovered. Fong took in 4 disciples back then. Maybe it was to work hard to break the game. The Devil Emperor went to the Sky Cemetery back then and returned in despair. Maybe he also found out about this game. When he died, he was free. Fong Ping laughed. Today, I suddenly feel that I'm very similar to the Devil Emperor. There's freedom from this cage, and also regrets. He had regrets, a lot of regrets, but he also had a sense of relief from breaking this cage. The 3 realms. Maybe it was completely different from 8,000 years ago. The Tao we're walking, maybe it's all fake. The origin might have been controlled by someone long ago. How scary is that? We want to break 8, break 9, break everything. But when the day comes and we realize that everything is fake. Fong Ping could not imagine how deep the despair was at that moment. The sudden accident on Wang Ruobing's side was probably within expectations. The vitality gate being broken, probably no one expected this. Or maybe someone thought of it. The emperor. Fong Ping thought of the emperor again, chuckling softly. An emperor guarding the vitality gate. A powerhouse secretly setting up Wang Ruobing. Is it the same person? Or the god emperor and the emperor are separated? The vitality gate being broken, is it really an accident? The emperor used the vitality gate. Is it really an act of desperation? The appearance of the vitality gate that day, did it bring any danger to us? No, the emperor may not be of the same mind. Where there are people, there will be martial arts. Actually, it's understandable. Maybe he's also setting up, breaking some people's plans. The cat remembered his words, but did not respond. It quickly flew toward the chi and blood gate. It did not sense the vitality force after going 3 directions. Then, these 3 directions were probably not the vitality gate. The last one might be it. There were not just 3 gates, but 4. Fong Ping did not care about these anymore. The system could still be used now, and Fong Ping did not want to die so easily. He kept consuming his wealth, turning it into origin chi. Even if it was dissipating quickly, Fong Ping still managed to hold on. His wealth was being consumed crazily, but Fong Ping did not care about it. While he was consuming, Fong Ping supplied the cat with it. He laughed. "Stupid cat, you kept saying that I'm a thief, stealing other people's origin chi and imperishable substances. Since you said that, you must know something. Tell me, whose aura did you sense? Meow." "I'm about to die, and you're still not willing to tell me?" The cat screamed and said innocently, "I really don't remember. It's just a little familiar. I don't remember some things from when I was young." When I was young, Fong Ping was suddenly enlightened. Maybe Fong Ping laughed. "I understand now. If you don't remember, then forget it. Don't think about it." At this moment, a gate that connected heaven and earth appeared in front of him. There were really gates on all 4 sides. No, they were already walls. Perimeter walls. Wang Ruobing's origin was in the perimeter walls. Then, in this perimeter wall, was it really only Wang Ruobing's origin? The universe was vast. Fong Ping, and the cat did not have the mood to search. If Fong Ping's judgment was right, there might be other 3 people's origin worlds in this universe. At the same time, deep in the origin universe, 3 gates, the size of normal gates, stood in the universe's starry sky. 3 silhouettes sat cross-legged under the gates, guarding these gates. At this moment, someone suddenly said in a low voice, "The gates are shaking." Someone's gate was shaking slightly, but the movement was very weak. "There's movement behind the gates. What happened?" The voice rang out. The universe was silent, as if listening to something. After a while, the emperor said indifferently, "Is there a problem behind the gates?" No one answered. "Why don't we go in and check it out?" As soon as he said this, someone said, "No, the world behind the gates is endless and mysterious. It's easy to get lost. Even you and I might get lost in the chaotic universe if we enter. The voids are overlapping over there. No one knows if we will get lost in the endless void." The emperor said lightly, "We won't get lost so easily. Don't open the gates." Another person said indifferently, "Since the gates are not broken, then don't open them, to prevent any unforeseen events." The emperor said no more. He closed his eyes and sat cross-legged. At this moment, the emperor was listening attentively, listening to the movements of the gates behind him. There was no movement. He did not know if the 2 sensed it wrongly. The emperor closed his eyes and did not continue to speak. He did not know much about the world behind the gates. However, Everyone knew that the world behind the gates was very complicated. Layers of universes were overlapping. Perhaps once you entered, you would not be able to come out. The multiple dimensions were even more complicated than 9 heavens. Perhaps it was related to 9 heavens. The emperor closed his eyes, but his mind was thinking about something. At this moment, there seemed to be some movement behind the gates. It was as if the wind was blowing, as if claws were scratching the gates. The faint sound was almost inaudible. However, the emperor still had this feeling. Perhaps someone had entered the world behind the gates. The emperor did not utter a word. The gates could not be broken. Perhaps there was a seed behind the gates, the seed of rebirth. The 4 gates were sealed to block this seed. Otherwise, the seed would disappear. But was it really blocked? That seed would it appear again? The emperor and the others, after entering the gates, what did they do there? The thought flashed past the emperor's mind. He did not think about it anymore. Some things, it was enough for him to know. Everyone was scheming against each other. It depended on who was more skilled. Dragon transformation sky. Zhang Tao's expression became gloomier. He kept strengthening Fang Ping's physique to prevent it from collapsing. However, Fang Ping's origin qi was still overflowing. At this moment, Zhang Tao could not help but curse, "Bastard!" No one knew if this curse was for Fang Ping's nonsense or for Fang Ping not taking the risk for Wang Ruobing. The Dragon Transformation Sky Emperor was also frowning. He did not expect Fang Ping to be defeated. He was the one who begged Fang Ping to save her. Now that something had happened to Fang Ping, who could bear this responsibility? His daughter's vitality was no longer flowing. Fang Ping must have discovered the problem and solved it. But now, Fang Ping could not return. Not only Fang Ping, but also the cat. There were too many people behind the cat. Once the cat could not return, Dragon Transformation felt that he should just kill himself to apologize. Otherwise, these people would go crazy. Just as Dragon Transformation was worrying, the void shattered. Heavenly King Subduer was back. Beside Heavenly King Subduer, although Wang Jinyang was anxious, he still maintained his composure. He bowed slightly to Zhang Tao and the other and quickly walked in front of Fang Ping. After a while, he said in a low voice, "The origin is trapped in the origin universe, unable to return." Heavenly King Subduer nodded. "That's right. The cat can roam the origin. Ordinary places can't trap them. If it can trap them, it must not be a simple place. In the entire origin universe, there are only a few dangerous places. The most mysterious is the area where the gates are located. Now, the Emperor may not want to kill Fang Ping. If that's the case, Fang Ping might have been suppressed or trapped by the Emperor. Then it's very likely that he and the cat can't return. Having said that, Heavenly King Subduer said, "We're actually quite familiar with the path in front of the door. The place that we're really not familiar with is the path behind the door." Heavenly King Subduer glanced at the still unconscious Wang Ruobing and said in a low voice, Wang Ruobing's vitality flowed away for no reason. It flowed away when the vitality gate was broken. It might have been caused by the impact. Fang Ping and the cat could find her origin and solve this problem. This means that her origin is not far from Fang Ping and the others. But I haven't found it. I haven't found any abnormalities in the nearby void. If that's the case, they're trapped behind the door. Wang Jinyang nodded and said in a low voice, "You think that they're trapped in the world behind the door. And the world behind the door might be right in front of us, but we can't find it, right?" "That's right," Heavenly King Subduer said. "Now, only the few of you have a chance to save Fang Ping." Back then, when the door wasn't forged yet, the others didn't go that far and didn't go to the world behind the door. You guys are different. You guys are the reincarnations of extreme Tao heavenly emperors. Even if you didn't set foot in all areas, you should have walked to the end of a Tao and gone to the range of the world behind the door. Since that's the case, you guys are walking the real Tao now, and not where our void gate is. Therefore, the Vitality Path powerhouses who broke the void gate probably can't lead the way. You guys should be able to do it. Wang Jinyang nodded slightly and then said in a low voice, "We can try, but there's one thing. Even if they can be guided by me, I'm afraid they have to pass through those doors. Over there are emperors holding down the fort now. Once Fang Ping and the others are discovered, it will also be incomparably troublesome. The world behind the door is incomparably mysterious. Even emperors might not know everything." So Wang Jinyang looked toward Heavenly King Subduer and said in a low voice, "This matter, I need Senior to take action." Heavenly King Subduer seemed to know what he wanted to say and said with a bitter smile, "Sigh, this guy, the ability to cause trouble is not an ordinary kind of big." After thinking for a while, Heavenly King Subduer sighed and said, "All right, later I'll try to break the third door and attract all the Emperor's attention." As soon as he said that, Old Zhang said hurriedly, "Break the third door? Can you?" "No." Heavenly King Subduer laughed and said, "But I can try." Breaking the third door, even if it's the void gate, will definitely cause a commotion and cause the real door to shake. Those emperors will notice me if Wang Jinyang grasps the opportunity. And that kid Fang Ping is a little smarter. There may be hope for him to break out safely. Wang Jinyang nodded and said, "Senior, don't try here. Go to 8th heaven and try. 8th heaven is closer to origin and will cause a bigger commotion. It's best to attract some powerhouses who have broken 8 in the 3 realms to observe. You young people only know how to order an old man like me around." Heavenly King Subduer also laughed bitterly. This kid, can't he let people live a few days in peace? Old Zhang was also scolding before, but now he said impatiently, "Do some work. Why do you have so much to say? Does Fang Ping want to cause trouble? Isn't it because something happened to Ruobing, and it's very dangerous?" Fang Ping is still a person who values friendship. Senior Dragon Transformation has helped the human race so much. Fang Ping can help, but don't tell me he will watch Ruobing die. How would he know that there will be a problem? If he knew, he wouldn't have brought the cat along. Old Zhang said a few words, helping Fang Ping defend, and also comforting and roping Dragon Transformation in at the same time. Heavenly Emperor Dragon Transformation was a little uneasy and blamed himself. He saw it. If something really happened to Fang Ping, even if Old Zhang did not say it, he would not be too happy. But was he not dead now? If that was the case, then there was no need to do a good deed at this time and offend Dragon Transformation. There was no need. Heavenly King Subduer laughed in spite of himself. He did not say anything and quickly broke through the air. As soon as he left, Wang Jinyang said immediately, "Minister, protect me. I'll enter the Vitality Gate now and try to see if I can summon Fang Ping and the others. If it's possible, Fang Ping might be able to return directly from my Vitality Gate." But after a pause, Wang Jinyang said in a low voice, "I'm afraid that the depths of my Vitality Gate might not be unobstructed. I didn't go too far. There are obstacles ahead, and it might not be smooth. Also, if Fang Ping is not trapped there or sealed by someone," Old Wang did not continue. If that was the case, he could not save Fang Ping. No one could save him unless the Emperor took action. "I'll try," Old Zhang said. "If it really can't work, come back yourself. Don't lose your life." At this moment, Old Zhang suddenly calmed down. "If this bastard kid is really done for, you'll take his place. Don't put yourself in danger. We can't afford it." Wang Jinyang took a deep breath, exhaled, and said, "Understood. Don't worry, Minister, I'll start then. Okay. Zhang Tao's expression was solemn. Now, he could only count on Wang Jinyang. Also, that kid Fang Ping. He did not know if he could find a chance. If he could not break through, he said that old Wang would take his place. It would not be that easy. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.